Howdy ho, guys.
Hello, Americans.
We're worldwide, man.
Hello,
Facebook
world.
world
Facebook
across
goes
the planet.
everywhere.
Hello, world.
Covers all areas.
All everything's.
Speaking of Mr. fucking Facebook on trial.
Oh, yeah.
With his booster seat. Is there anything more like demeaning than fucking like showing up for Congress and having to fucking have a booster seat to make yourself look kind of more, you know,
Statured.
better on camera? But like those pictures are gonna leak.
Speaking of which,
The only thing that could have made it much worse
what's up, guys?
Right.
is if he would have like messed himself while he was sitting on his booth.
Oh my
I
god.
just did.
He does the like scoot and it makes fart noises now because of the extra seat cushion or something.
It was a big ass seat cushion too. That thing was like a briefcase.
I don't know specifically about the app that supposedly was doing all this bad stuff that he has no idea it was doing, but I for one am a fan of targeted ads and selling information to a certain extent because Facebook is an amazing tool that we get for free. Free. And
Free-ish.
if a Facebook killer, the next Facebook MySpace thing comes out, and they say it's $5 to get in, and then $2 a month to keep it, I don't think anybody will buy it. They'll just keep using Facebook.
The only way it would become really popular is if everything else we're using right now went
Stopped.
away.
Yeah, and I know that we have to pay for it somehow. There's going to be ads, just like with free games and free anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I would much rather it know that I'm Googling about computer stuff and get an ad for a 16 terabyte hard drive at Best Buy for $20 than some lingerie or something. I mean, I like targeted ads. It's something that I'll actually...
I wouldn't mind a lingerie ad now and then. I'm gonna
Right.
be honest.
Yeah,
I just bought a
I mean,
new,
Facebook heads up. If you throw me a fucking lingerie ad, I'm gonna look.
I just bought a new gaming laptop, and like I was, online looking at different laptops, trying to figure out what I was gonna get, and the next day when I opened Facebook up, every other ad was for a fucking laptop.
I've done shit where like I've watched.
every single
You're
even
like,
now
I just
still
bought it. I
open
don't want
Facebook
another
up.
one.
Yeah, I still open Facebook up, and it's like the laptop that I already purchased. They're having ads for it being on sale and shit and stuff, and I'm like still now. And this is like 2 weeks after I bought this thing, but yeah, it was like the next day after searching on Google for gaming laptops. They're all over my.
They're even connected through YouTube. I've got watched
Oh, yeah.
YouTube videos, and then the next day, they're like the shit that I was watching on YouTube,
You start watching like
suggested part.
some equipment review.
Exactly.
video and then-
I'm a fucking equipment dork. I was watching like farming videos and fucking rock crushing videos and shit. And the next fucking day, here's a fucking ad for like a rock crusher.
Visit
I'm like,
bloggersforyou.com.
good one, Facebook.
Well played. Well played.
Good
What's
job,
even
big
more
brother.
targeted than that is like when you drive by Verizon and all of a sudden your Wi-Fi locks on and it starts sending you coupons and shit too.
Hey, since you're passing by, go ahead and buy something.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the targeted ads, or like the suggested.
I will say this: that
suggested pages to follow and stuff based off of other stuff.
I don't know what happened or what shook loose, but since he's been on trial, I've got like groups that I'm like a member of, or pages that I like, whatever, that have now started showing up again that I haven't seen in months. I mean, a long fucking time. And I know from like my standpoint, because I got my Farm Boy Racing page on Facebook, Farm Boy and AZ Racing at Facebook.
One of these days he's going to start racing again.
Soon-ish. But like, I can post something on my racing page and it won't fucking broadcast it out there. I've got like 2,000 people following my Facebook, my racing page, but like 6 people will fucking catch what I'm saying because they like forcing you to fucking like pay now and whatever.
Right. And paying does make a huge difference.
Well,
too,
yeah.
'cause I've done that for Relay for Life ads. Paid. It's fairly cheap too, but I've literally had them go from like 30 views to 3,000 or 4,000 views by paying a couple of bucks.
But then now that they're this thing is, and I don't know if it's related or not, but I before I went to bed last night, I'm scrolling through Facebook and all of a sudden like I'm seeing pages that I haven't seen in fucking 6 months. All of a sudden, like, and several of them like popping up. And I'm like, holy shit, I haven't seen that forever. Holy shit! And I was just like spent 5 minutes seeing shit that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I'm like, fucking Zuckerberg shaking loose the fucking The fucking
like,
gift tree. Yeah.
He's like, turn it off. Turn it off.
Right?
Turn it off. They're going to find out. Turn it off.
Go back to year one. Year one.
They keep talking about that, eventually there's going to be like a Facebook premium, so it'll be like you can pay for,
sort of like
you'll have
YouTube
like your
Red.
free version, and then you'll have your premium version of Facebook you can pay for.
Now, see, that I could get behind. I could understand. If you establish yourself like YouTube has, even though they're kind of iffy at the moment with a lot of people.
Why?
It's something that we can't really get into with the whole no politics and religion thing that we're trying to do
Gotcha.
here. But then they come out with
Jesus
YouTube
is running
Red.
for
Gotcha.
See?
I'm here. Okay.
But then they come out with YouTube Red, and you can pay a premium and get no ads and extent. I don't know what word I was searching for there, but exclusive content and stuff like that. I could see Facebook doing that, but I just don't see something coming out of the gates and saying no ads. And maybe Johnny Depp would go for something like that.
Stop it,
might be.
Kara. We're
Who
not
knows?
talking about Johnny Depp.
There you go.
Actually,
We
I
mentioned
guess-
Johnny Depp.
I guess
for
we
you.
are.
Who is this?
Damn it.
Johnny
Kara.
Depp, he's a ninja, and
He's a
he gives
ninja
and he
with
gives Murph
flatulence.
flatulence. So does old sayings.
Kara wants
We-
to keep saying,
Oh,
talk about Johnny Depp.
oh,
talk
and
about Johnny
We
Depp.
asked for suggestions
And I think
for...
he plays Fortnite.
Yeah. We asked for
Yeah,
suggestions.
we got it all. We got
Yeah,
everything from the
everything.
suggestion page. Right there.
We asked for suggestions about what to talk about a little while ago on the Facebook page, and it backfired.
But we nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Base is covered.
Apparently, Johnny Depp is a
was like-
flatulence-causing ninja.
Does Johnny Depp even have anything going on right now that he'd even be in
No.
to talk about? Like, he doesn't have any, since that last Pirates movie, he hasn't really had anything going on anyway.
He's in a pirate movie?
Yeah, he's in a couple pirate movies.
No, I
There
haven't
is
seen it.
another movie coming out that's got like a fuckload of famous people in it, and he's one of them.
Oh, like an ensemble.
Expendables 6?
Oh, speaking of pirates, did you guys see that they changed a part of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland?
Yes.
They shut
No.
it down for 2 months.
Oh, when? I
They
was gonna
just
say.
did it. They just did this.
Oh, they did it again. What's different now?
Several years
They
back,
just-
they put Johnny Depp's character in it.
Well,
No,
yeah.
not that.
That
just
was
just
several
just
years
like
ago.
just like a few weeks ago, they finished the work on it because apparently it's too inappropriate for the kids and stuff on the ride. So it's the part where you're going through the town, the Pirates of Sac, and they're selling off the winches. Get a winch for a wife.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently that's too over the top.
They got rid of that?
So they changed it.
I did notice because I went on it back in 5th grade. That was my one-time trip to Disneyland, and then we went 2
Oh, he's
summers
going to be in the
ago.
new Fantastic Beasts.
There it is. Yeah, we went to.
Oh yeah, because he's Grindelwald.
Yep.
We went to the Disneyland 2 summers ago, and I noticed that they don't have the pirates chasing the winches around anymore. They
So-
eliminated that, but the winches were still there, like singing from the fucking buildings. You know.
Last year they refurbished it and it was closed, and we happened to be there on the day they reopened it. And so we stood in line for about 2 hours to see the fancy new changes. They
Even
did
with
to
the line
ride.
pass thing.
Oh yeah, they
They don't have
canceled it.
fast pass. For,
Oh shit.
for pirates.
Sometimes
do.
they do, yeah.
Yeah, every
um,
time I've ever been, they've never had fast pass for
But
pirates.
on
But
this
it's not that long
instance,
of a wait, anyways.
on this instance, they had canceled it because it was opening day. But literally, the line was like 6 snakes deep and went all the way down around the Haunted Mansion and almost the whole way around the lake and back, like
Shit.
6 times.
See, now that's long.
But see,
I've
what's
been on
cool
it
about-
before when we've gone up on the bridge and up by the
Right.
treehouse. That's about as far as I've
But
ever
what's
been
cool
on
about
the, had it.
Disney is, well, I mean, we got to the ride and we couldn't even find anything different. It looked like they just cleaned it and painted it and fixed it. Basically, they didn't change anything.
Yeah,
that
they
time.
they went through and just kind
But
of did
the
that.
thing
Like,
I
gave
like
it,
about
gave it, like,
Disney-
just refurbished it because I mean
Yeah.
it's been there for a long ass time.
The thing I like about Disney is we stood in that line for almost 2 hours to ride that ride, but it went by like that. I mean, we never stood still once. They kept it moving the entire time. There was just, I mean, there's so much atmosphere to look at and shit. It just wasn't that big a deal. I mean,
Most of the Disney lines
When he
are,
says
like,
atmosphere, he means milfs.
Oh yeah.
Most of the Disney
Summertime
lines
California.
are they do keep moving. The only one I have a problem with is fucking Space Mountain because when you get to the part where it's upstairs out on that concrete fucking patio with
And
no
you melt.
cover, that is so ridiculously uncomfortable standing out there on that area.
That's
like,
always
that's
either-
the only part I have a problem with. That's the only one I'm like, you have to fast pass Space Mountain.
Well, we
If
always
you
ride
get stuck
it.
out on
Have
that
Ric
fucking
Flair out
patio,
there saying hi to
you're
everybody.
done.
We always ride it at the end of the night during the parade.
Oh, that's a good time
That's the
too.
quickest time
Yeah.
to get on there, and it's dark.
Well, then you missed the parade.
Yeah, but we've usually been there for like 6 days at that point.
So I've seen a few of the parade.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went through and they changed that spot where they were selling. Because remember, there was like the really good looking she had the umbrella, and then the rest were kind of dumpy. And they changed it now to where I guess like she's like a female pirate. And instead of auctioning off women, they're auctioning off the loot from the city, like the gold and all the stuff that they found.
So they
Instead
gave
of
her an eye
auctioning off
patch
the
and a
women.
tattoo and didn't change anything.
They gave her an eye patch and a tattoo. But yeah, so from what I understand, that's what they did. They got rid of. They're not auctioning off women anymore because I mean they're selling women into slavery to be raped by these pirates, and we got to change that for the kiddies
bad.
when you actually think about it. So now they're selling off.
I'm not
They're
seeing
selling
the
off
issue.
the loot from the city is the difference.
That's dumb.
Disney related. You guys friends with Bill Bushman on Facebook?
Yes.
Author of Limbo Road, creator of our logo, also Goat to Hell, his new thing coming out. But it was a really cool thing. He, I guess, saw the Marvel movie entity on Twitter, tweeted something, he retweeted it, and they tweeted him a link. And he clicked on it and asked for his mailing address, so he put it in and said, your order is being processed. And about half hour later, he gets a badass Marvel box that had at least a, was it Black Panther?
A half hour later?
Yeah.
Showed up at his door?
Yeah, I'm sure it was Amazon Prime. The big cities have the hour shipping.
Holy fuck.
Because he lives in Burbank.
Oh, that's
or
true.
in or around Burbank.
That shit don't happen out here in the sticks.
No.
But yeah, just
Half hour later, you get the email.
We don't even get it. We don't even get fucking Pizza Hut in a fucking half hour.
But yeah, just for tweeting or commenting or whatever on their tweet, he got a Marvel box that was like same day sent to him.
Had swag in it and everything.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's kind of cool. It was
Huh. That's crazy.
pretty righteous.
Yeah, and that's almost here with the next Infinity War. Marvel's
Speaking of
blowing up
Marvel
right
and
now.
Disney, we were talking about that earlier. Does anybody happen to know? So, since Disney's starting their own streaming service and kicking everything Disney off of Netflix, what are they doing with all the Marvel
The Defenders.
The
original
Marvel movies
stuff?
are still going to be on Netflix.
So, like the Jessica Jones and all
Yeah,
that
those
shit.
those will still continue on Netflix because they're partnered with Netflix. So those as long as Netflix is renewing them, those will stay on Netflix.
Can you
So
imagine how
basically,
shitty that would
they
be?
bought the exclusive rights to characters that Disney thought nobody cared about.
Pretty much.
I was thinking it'd be funny.
Oh, you
if
mean
they,
that shit's successful?
They recreated
Damn it.
all this,
Can we
all
take
this
that back?
original content, and then Disney comes in and goes, "Nope, no mind.
Ours
Thank
now."
you."
But yeah,
Appreciate the development, boys.
That's the reason
Yeah.
that's staying there because of the deals and the original content and what they had.
They got
those
contracts.
those shows are staying on there. But anything that was like just streaming on there, like the movies and stuff like that, that Disney released, those are all being pulled off of any other streaming service to only go onto their streaming service.
Gotcha.
And then they'll make their own new content to go on there. Like there's talk of like there'll be like maybe a Star Wars TV series on there and stuff like that.
If they don't keep the Punisher, I'm going to be mad too, Jay.
I would assume the Punisher is.
Punisher's
included
already
in
been
that.
he's already been renewed for another season.
Okay.
Jessica Jones just got renewed last week for a third season
I tried
after
to
the
watch
second
that.
one. So yeah, they're still cranking them out. I mean, they're going to make another Iron Fist, even though that one didn't do very well with the first one.
Ugh.
But
The one with the black guy from Wu Tang?
no,
Or what am I thinking of?
Iron Fist was Iron Fist was
27 Chambers of
the
Horror.
one that was he was like the karate guy, but he was like a white dude.
Yeah,
who went
like he had
to the
the
Orient and learned about
like the old Justin
karate.
Timberlake hair. And
Yeah,
You're thinking of
So-
the other one,
Luke Cage?
you're thinking of Nic Cage.
No, there was the one guy from in the Wu Tang Clan. He did that thing and he had iron fists. And
Oh no!
the man with it was something
I think
man
that
with
was
iron
Method
fists or
Man.
something.
You're thinking of like
No, and I meant
you're
the man.
thinking of like a movie or something they did. Yeah, no, that has no connection to the Marvel character.
The same guy that was in American Gangster. He was one of the cops. He was one of the undercover cops. That guy.
I know
I know
what you're talking about,
which-
but
yeah,
I have no
He
idea
I
played
know
what you're talking about.
like a Chinese.
Yeah, I remember
Martial arts
which
guy.
movie you're. That was a movie that has no connection to the Marvel character Iron Fist
As
or
a-
anything like
Oh.
that.
As a black guy, how good was he at playing a Chinese?
No, he played it. He played a
Probably
black guy
over-the-top
in
racist.
China, learning fucking kung fu and shit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the
Iron Fist
second,
has the logo that looks sort of like the Strange Music logo.
The what?
You familiar with Tech 9 and stuff?
No.
Nope.
Well, never mind.
that
then.
won't go.
Right over here, right
But
over top.
the next Iron Fist season, it should be hopefully be better than the first. They got rid of the original showrunners. They have new people doing the show, behind the scenes that are writing and creative. So maybe they'll take it in a better direction. I just don't know if the casting really worked in the first place. But yeah, but those are all going to stay on Netflix. Disney's going to, everything else they're pulling off and sticking onto that own streaming service of theirs.
What is it called? The new one?
Disney, probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we don't
It
know
hasn't
yet.
launched
It
yet.
won't
Fucking
be
creative
out.
as fuck. Disney
It won't be
streaming
out
service.
I think it comes out next year, 2019 is when they're trying to get it out.
Disney Flicks.
But they're hoping to eventually
Right.
compete with Netflix.
Mickey and Chill.
You know, I'm curious if they're gonna. They like all their old movies. They release them from the vault
The
every
vault.
so many
The
years.
Diamond
Oh
to
yeah,
Disney,
the
yeah.
fucking
Disney
vault.
Interactive Channel Killer.
I'm wondering if they're going to. I'm wondering if they're going to do that if they're going to allow those movies that they keep in the vault on their streaming service, or if they're going to keep them.
Oh, that's
vaulted.
tough. 'cause
What, like fucking 101 Dalmatians or
nobody,
something?
in the
nobody
Middle
would care
East
about
and-
that 20-year release if they've been watching it 20
Exactly.
times a day for the last 6 months.
Right.
I think they've realized that they're not selling DVDs anymore, so I think that they're not going to care about that.
That would probably be one of the few that actually sells, though, because that's when they do it. That's the only place you can get it. They never. Release
That's
them
why
on-
they're able to make the money off
Yeah.
of them.
They never release them
They
on
wait so
television or
long.
anything.
Yeah, you don't see them on TBS or TNT or something. And
Maybe
it's
the
a-
Disney Channel.
I guess there's still suckers out there.
Maybe every once in a great while, but really, my
Yeah.
kid watches the Disney Channel
Disney
all the
Channel is
time.
all just original.
They're all
kid crap.
original programming. It's none of it's you don't
Yeah,
ever
you don't-
see
you're
them
not gonna
play
see,
like
like,
the Lion
cartoons.
King or
Hound
something.
It's
or anything
fucking
like that.
They might play like
Preteen fucking zombie shows and fucking preteen fucking girls that are secretly famous or secretly fucking fucking superhero, but like they're also working through their teenage angst and yeah, it's dumb. It's all.
But
sounds
you
like out
might
of this
you
world.
might see some of the off ones like the Lion King 2, that was a direct to video release. You might see those on there sometimes. But you never see like the original Lion King, original Little Mermaid. Those
Right.
never pop up on the
The
Disney
good
Channel.
shit.
Yeah.
Where the hell were we going before we started talking about Disney?
Fuck, man. I don't even know.
I don't remember.
Who knows?
Oh, we were
Johnny
gonna-
Depp.
Disneyland?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
No, before that,
Pirates of the
before Johnny
Caribbean?
Depp popped up. No, we got to go all the way back to Johnny Depp.
Zuckerberg and
Yeah,
Oh, we were talking about.
Oh, that's
Zuckerberg
right.
and all
We're going
that.
to talk about the Uber card.
oh yeah,
The video came out. They released the video of the Uber
Oh,
card
fuck.
running
Okay.
down the bicyclist.
yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
Really?
Feel bad.
It was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody in the world, computer or human being, can react that
Yeah.
fast.
And that's what I guess the police
So,
department ruled it.
fill me
that
in,
way.
dude.
Yeah.
Basically, just like a car driving down, this guy just fucking hauls ass off the
Yep,
pretty
fucking
much.
sidewalk.
Yeah, she
A
just
chick-
walks right in.
A chick pretty much just zips right across the front of the car so fast that nobody could have reacted to it. Like it literally was that. Like the part of the video could have been 10 seconds long
It literally looked
and
like
gives you everything.
the driver kind of glanced away and looked back up and bam.
Yeah, it looked like
But it was so quick.
She may have been like on Facebook or watching YouTube or something, because the extended version anyway, it did look like she was looking at her phone and kind of just glancing up every so often, and she happened to glance up right as the lady walked out in front of her, and she did, like I said, grab the wheel all super quick and stuff, which may have caused an override of the Ubers trying to avoid the accident. I still don't know if they're ever going to release information about if brakes were applied, if the steering was engaged or anything, but
See, technically, all of that stuff, if the police department collected it, they have no choice but to release it.
Right.
Because it's public record. They can't keep it.
Right.
They can keep it. They can keep it closed as long as the investigation.
Is that why all this shit fucking ends up on fucking social media? Like all the
Yep.
fucking people getting shot, people getting fucking beat up, and all this stuff. It's like because once the police has it, it's public record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything is like they can seal certain things. Like sometimes, like they typically don't release names of minors.
Well, tell
They
me
don't-
this then. Why? Okay. You see, like, and I'm not. It makes me cringe when like people fucking post these like fucking fight videos or like
Right.
amateur fight. I mean, it's one thing to like if you're a fucking fighter or whatever, like two guys fighting, like that is entertainment. You know,
In the
'cause
backyard
they're fucking
because they
trained.
agreed to
But,
it or
you know,
whatever.
these fucking like high school kids or getting
Mhm.
jumped or fucking people just. Isn't there a fucking deal that's like, if you're committing a crime, isn't that fucking like evidence
It
of a
be,
crime?
Yeah. Mhm.
And releasing it onto like said Facebook, YouTube, shit like that, isn't that like tampering with fucking an or
No,
tampering with a
because
crime or
if it happens out in the public, it's anything the public could have seen. It would be just like Fox 10 was there to record it. It's all protected.
I don't
Freedom
see
of
how these.
speech and
I'm just
freedom of press.
I'm
and-
just sick of seeing this shit fucking pop up where like
Yep.
fucking 2 high school kids fucking fighting or shit.
Well, even worse than that, there's been several murders and homicides that have been live streamed now.
Yeah, like
there was some guy walking down the street in Detroit talking, doing like his daily vlog, and car pulls up and shoots.
How
shit
is
out
there
of him.
not some fucking law that can
As
prevent-
of yet, it's just makes it easy to find the people that did it.
Trump?
There's been several
I know you're
suicides
listening,
on
Trump.
YouTube and
Yeah.
stuff.
Trump, I know you're a fan. Get on that.
But yeah, it's all public record.
I'm just, it's just, I don't know. It's never been my thing to like just, see 2 fucking amateur, kids or fucking, 2 people out in the fucking street, just fucking fighting or getting shot.
I enjoy
if it's
amateur
like-
videos,
if
but
it's
they're
like,
typically different websites for
Yeah.
those.
It's different if it's like I said, if it's
Even then,
professional
2-on-1s are good.
fighters
Yeah.
or like say military fucking
Skirmishes.
things going on or whatever. Like those are people that like signed up to do what they're doing. But
Right.
when it's like just 2 random people that fucking
I'm
Or
sorry.
even
but
worse, if it's like an attack on somebody.
Yes!
Like, if I don't care if it's 2 mutual combatants.
Yeah.
Like, hey, meet me out here. I'm gonna beat your ass. Okay, I'm down. I don't even care about that because they're both willing participants. It's the ones that I don't like is some dude gets the shit beat out of him by 6 guys because he was walking around the wrong neighborhood.
right.
or
You know what I
something.
mean? It's like how is that fucking
I love
the whole world star hip hop fucking bullshit
yeah.
thing.
I
Fucking,
love
they
the
just
instant karma type videos though, where
they
the
steal
guy-
the bike and they
or a-
fucking
or
like
a guy's
Oh,
trying,
that shit's
like,
funny too.
like trying to attack his girlfriend or whatever, and some dude just walks by and lays him out or something. That's
Or
really
they just
cool.
happen to attack an MMA fighter or
Yeah.
something.
But I'm gonna put this out there. We're kind of professional YouTubers here. Couple of things. If you're gonna record a fight or a car accident or anything,
Turn your goddamn phone
turn your
sideways.
phone sideways like a fucking camera.
Oh God, please.
And secondly,
Please.
the cameraman does not need to speak, much less go, "Ooh!" every time something happens. It's fucking annoying. Stop
And you don't
it.
have to shake it like you're having a seizure
Yeah.
when you're laughing either. That's annoying too. What's up with Conor McGregor? Speaking of MMA fighters,
Oh my god, has he lost his
Yo,
fucking
right?
mind?
what the fuck
He's
happened
gone
there?
off the
was
maybe
crazy.
one
Did
too
he
many
lose his mind?
punches or something.
Or is Dana White thinking, let's add some showmanship?
Some crazy.
I don't know if
to
it's
the-
like fucking.
Didn't they legitimately ban him from fighting now though?
That's what I.
That
The
can
video I
always-
saw
Maybe
showed
that
Dana.
was his way out of having to fight Mayweather again.
That can always be turned around, and
No,
if it
that was
does,
too big
his,
of a payday. That
his
was-
Yeah.
comeback will be an even bigger payday. But speaking of which, I was watching a video today. Ronda Rousey was talking about. She's being interviewed about the whole wage gap
Why does
and
this
everything
mean Ronda Rousey?
because it was going back and forth.
Oh.
She's got
Oh.
decent
But
fucking
it's-
titties.
it's-
man.
Yeah, some alright ones.
But she actually stood up for the fact that, if I had 50, 60 fights under my belt, I'd probably be making Mayweather money too. No. The reason that McGregor and Mayweather got that big payout is because it was in a boxing ring.
Yep.
Boxers make 10, 20, 50 times what MMA fighters make.
And let's be realistic.
I don't
Mayweather's
get why, because the whole paradigm has shifted away from boxing as being like the premier
it's gonna
hand-to-hand combat.
completely blow up and collapse at some
So I
point,
don't
I'm
see
sure, but-
how I can't fathom how fucking like Showtime or whatever can afford to pay these fucking
well,
boxers
it's because
this
they're
money.
really good at promoting, but
And
it's
people are still
become
willing
like
to spend like $5,000 for
Yeah.
a ringside ticket.
it's become a thing where boxing is the rich man's sport and cage fighting is the mid-level, the blue collar sport. Because I literally like the last Mayweather fight. I think the cheapest seat in the house was like $1,900 or something like that.
Fuck that.
So
And that whole place was sold out.
yeah,
And it's funny, for
And
the first
every-
4 fights,
And
there's nobody...
Yeah. And what was
in the
what
front
was the
rows.
pay-per-views? Was it what 100 a pop?
I think
It's-
HD was like 130.
130 a pop for and pretty much everyone's gets HD now because
Yeah.
what's the point of having your HD TV if you're not
Not
going to
me.
watch your shit
I
in
don't.
HD?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, you like blurry shit anyways,
That's
Yeah.
growing up with that Cinemax.
right?
You get used to blurry.
But but yeah, I mean, even the pay-per-view, and I mean, how many millions of people ordered pay-per-view? I mean, that's just it's ridiculous numbers that people were willing to pay for that fight.
It annoys me that people like Floyd Mayweather are filthy rich. That just annoys me.
He's just
He's
and
good at what he does.
like 90% of his money isn't from boxing. It's from promoting.
From the promotions
Promoting and gambling.
And gambling too. He's
Yeah.
a ridiculously good gambler somehow.
from the promoting and from the endorsements.
But he
Shit.
doesn't. I mean, he's got a record label. He's got all kinds of shit.
Really?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he's got his
businessman.
money and
He
everything.
prints his
Businessman.
own money.
Is he a billionaire yet?
I would. Have
Does he
to
got
guess
Diddy
he's-
money? Is he trying to buy the Carolina Panthers too?
I don't know if he's that high up there yet, but if he's not, he's close. If he's
I would
not,
assume that he's at that level. He just doesn't.
I don't know.
Hasn't voiced any.
Hasn't tried to buy a sports team
Yeah.
yet.
We were at the Tucson hospital one day, and a big old Mayweather bus pulls in, and I'm like, "What the hell is he doing in Tucson?" And all these singers and bands and shit start piling off of it. And I was like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Oh, they're here to perform for the kids." He had hired, or not hired, I guess, probably just sent a bunch of performers that he owned their contracts, threw them on one of his buses, and sent them around to hospitals to perform for kids.
That is cool.
But it was his fight
Okay,
bus.
I hate Mayweather a little less right now.
He's like, God,
Well,
stop trying to make me
fuck.
like Mayweather, motherfucker.
I'm not saying he cares. It could be just a giant tax write-off. But when you
Yeah.
have that much money, you need some serious write-offs.
Still, you could write it off a whole lot other ways than. That's a good
It is
choice.
like
It's a
if
good
you
choice
watch.
to write him off.
He hasn't done it in a while, but like following his Facebook page, he used to go. He'd post all of his sportsbook tickets when he'd gamble, and it was ridiculous. Like football games, he'd be betting like $300,000
Easy.
per quarter. Like, because they'd be betting on like who wins the first quarter, shit like that. And typically he'd post the winners and the losers, and more often than not, he was winning.
Really, all football?
Mostly, not all football.
It
but
seems like he has
mostly.
that mentality almost of he'll usually make like one big bet every so often or whatever, but like on a Sunday, he'll place like 20 or 30 bets and win 15 to 20 of them depending on the range, and he'll win more than he loses, but he places so many bets that he's got a pretty good odds of
Yeah, he's covering it all.
okay, yeah.
He does have stupid money though. Like when he's posting pictures on Instagram, like it show him sitting in the swimming pool, and then it zooms out and it's his swimming pool on his yacht in the middle of the lake in Chicago or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a little unnerving. But I don't hate him for it. I'm just seriously jealous. That's like a lot of people can't stand his attitude. How smug he is about it. I think that's one of the coolest parts about him. I think it's entertaining as shit. I mean, I don't think it would necessarily
Brian
be
over
cool
here's
to
like,
hang out with the guy
"Oh."
because of that, but I think it makes him very entertaining. Walking around with $1 million in a duffel sack everywhere he goes.
It's ridiculous.
Does he?
Oh yeah, that's anytime he's on like a talk show or anything, he'll walk out with a duffel bag and they'll be like, "Is that really $1 million?" Oh, yeah, no, see, it just opens it up.
Just cash money.
Yeah,
See, that's unnecessary.
Well,
That's completely
that's
unnecessary.
taking it too far.
Like
He's
You
like,
can have-
now I don't like him again.
you can have. Yeah, he just took it all
He's
away.
like, you just
it
destroyed
just
all the-
fucking just
all
vaporized.
the little recovery that came from him with the kids in
and
the
we're
hospital.
back to
is gone.
fucking hating
Hated him.
Mayweather.
maybe he'll hand that bag to a needy child though.
No. Don't.
It's team money, man.
That's
You gotta
just
have
that's
the money.
it. Because I mean, you don't need to fucking. No person needs to carry around $1 million fucking dollars. Like you
You never
one
know-
credit card.
you never
can
know
have
when you have to get
a fucking
donuts.
black
What if
American
you're- what
Express
if you're
card.
like a villain or something.
No.
Hey,
You're away from your volcano layer base for a little while. You might
Never
need $1 million
need
with you.
to fucking have $1 million cash. You never need that.
what if you go to the Mercedes dealership and say, I want to buy 5
Then you can
Mercedeses?
buy it with the fucking black American Express card
You walk
that has
in-
no
You
limit.
walk in and say, yeah, I'd like to take these Mercedes, and like, I'm sorry, the internet's down. We can't run credit cards right now.
No,
I'm pretty
it's-
sure with
it's cash
Mayweather,
only.
they'll just be like,
Trust
"Take
me,
it."
I haven't even bought like fucking super expensive shit. But when you go in to fucking buy stuff, they'll be like, sir, we'll work this out. Come back in a couple days, but you can take the shit now.
He forgot his ID at home. They don't believe it's really him.
Even though he's on the bus with 6 bodyguards.
And $1 million cash in a duffel bag.
I don't know if it was real or not, but there was that video of the car hauler that had all the exotic cars that caught fire that was supposedly on his way to his house.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was really
Oh,
his
no
or
shit.
not. Yeah, it was probably, I think it was 5 or 6 exotic cars on one
North
trailer.
of Phoenix, wasn't
Fuck.
it?
Yeah.
Speaking of, have you seen the fucking new Corvette that's coming out?
Yeah.
It is a fucking Ferrari.
It's a
It
mid-engine.
looks like a fucking Ferrari. Like you put that Corvette and a Ferrari, like it's not
You see it going down the road and you don't already know it's a Corvette. You're like, oh shit, there goes a Ferrari.
exactly. It's
Supposedly-
fucking, I'm like, That's not even a Corvette. That's
supposedly that's not replacing the other Corvettes. It's on top of. It's a totally different one. You can still get the regular front engine ones too.
Oh, so this is like the iPhone X.
It's
It's the iPhone X of Corvettes.
And they're not making very many of them, but it's mid-engine, like horsepower.
The technology of it's cool, but I looked at it, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's not a Corvette.
It doesn't look uniquely American anymore.
Not a Corvette. Nah, it's not.
I can see that.
I think they kind of ruined it.
I really wish they would fucking
2 round taillights.
Yeah, I really wish they would fucking like how they've done, like Dodge has done with the fucking, they're coming out with the Barracuda now, and they've done like the Charger and all that shit.
Yeah.
I really wish Corvette would come back with a fucking
like an old
the
original
Stingray, the fucking bubble
Hell
back
yeah.
window Stingray. Holy shit!
Stingray, a new
I would
Stingray,
fucking
like
piss my pants if I saw that.
a
Bronco
modern
too.
version of the
Fuck.
Stingray.
The new Bronco looks just like the old original.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The fucking nostalgia factor is like, yeah, it still looks cool, but then it's got all the cool gizmos
Bells
that you
and
need
bells
and
that we've
whistles.
come reliant on now, you know. But
Has cup
Like the
holders. There's cup holders in this car.
Like
the
heated
two
seats.
Where the fucking
turbochargers
cup holders at?
Anybody else watched any of Fastest Car? Speaking of supercars,
no.
it's a Netflix series.
What is that?
It's
Fill me in for the people like me that are
It says
live
wish
under
the El Camino would
El
come back.
Camino.
I think the El Camino is coming back.
Dude, it still
I hope
exists
so,
in
too.
Australia. They
Yeah.
still make them.
the Utes.
Utes, dude, they are
Utes?
fucking slick looking too.
Are they? Like
Oh
the
yeah,
new-
yeah.
new
They're fucking all
Caminos?
streamlined and
Well, it's
shit.
not just
Where's
El
Carol
fucking
Lee when we're
badass.
talking about this?
It's not just El Caminos, though. I mean, I don't think they call them the El Camino by that name, but shit, every company has one of those in Australia.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like
What
the
is the-
Subaru Brat.
You just need
Remember
that.
little
You need
fucking-
that
yeah.
multi-versatility when you're in the Outback. That's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Oh, Subaru had the Outback.
I think they still do.
Had?
You can either
Well,
go to
they
the
got
Outback or
rid
you
of
can go
it.
to the
The
forest.
Outback's
Yep.
gone apparently.
Yeah, it's just
It's just the
all
back.
garbage.
It's the front back now.
It's the highest valued used cars in the world, I think.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Outbacks?
Or
The
Subaru in general.
Subarus in general, the Outbacks, the WRXs, all that shit, they hold their value like nothing.
Really?
It's crazy how valuable those things
Why?
are.
Why is that?
I have no idea.
Because it seems like any other car, you take it off the lot and it's pretty much worthless.
Dude.
Yeah.
You drive,
those
yeah, it
things.
doesn't matter. You lose fucking 20-30%.
Those
the
and-
moment it hits the pavement.
Those and Jeeps.
The moment
Jeeps hold
they,
their
you don't
value
have to
pretty
drive
good
it. The
too,
moment
but-
they toss you the keys,
Right. The moment you sign
you
it.
pick
Yeah.
the keys up and you've lost 20% on your car.
They don't tell you.
You
but
drive it,
it's
you've
the
lost
test. It's
30.
the test drive that dropped it. They just
Right.
don't tell you that.
The crazy part, when I was up in Alaska,
You test
like
drive one and then buy the blue one.
Subarus are crazy popular up in Alaska because
Colorado,
of the four-wheel
too.
drive
All-wheel
fucking
drive, yep.
aspect. Like you drive around, you hear that fucking, you know, that Subaru WRX with the fucking little turbo on it, that VW sound to it. You know what I mean? It's fucking everywhere in Alaska, and they got some fucking badass ones up there. I just
with a
remember-
little bit of lift to them. And
Oh man, I've
big
never
old snow
seen
tires
such
and shit.
a dense population of Subarus than I did
Yeah.
fucking up in Anchorage. They're fucking
Colorado's the same way. Me and John were running around in Colorado at one point, and we're like, "Are we like next to a testing ground?"
right. That's why I'm like,
Oh,
what
it's
the fuck are
fucking
they doing up
Subaru.
here, man?
It's like as common as like white Chevy pickups around.
I
here.
know, right?
But yeah, Fastest Car. It's bracket. Every episode is 4 combatants, competitors, contestants. There's so many
He's
C
like,
words.
compatible-
that fit.
compatible cars? What?
They're combatitors. And winner advances. And basically,
Like King of the Hill thing,
so far,
or a bracket?
bracket.
Okay.
Only
Only 4?
Well, per episode.
Per episode.
And you get, it's a lot more story than it is racing. You get to hear the backgrounds and the builds and what they have under the hood and stuff. And
Well, it's a drag race.
yeah.
Okay.
And so far, we're only like 2 or 3 episodes in, but it's been 3. This is my only gripe with it, but sleeper cars versus, not versus, but and a supercar, whether it be a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever. And it's pretty cool. There's
So they just have ugly pieces of shit that run fast.
yeah, that they've souped up. And,
In theory.
but I mean, it's not a sleeper.
have
If
won
you
the
have
episodes?
Slicks and a blower and stuff. I'm not gonna give away anything away. You gotta watch it. It's a pretty good show.
Fuck, John. I'm not renting Netflix to go watch fast cars.
Danny's gonna watch
Renting
it.
Netflix.
Renting.
More like borrow somebody's
renting
password.
Netflix. That's a new one.
He's gonna run down to the.
I didn't say
Blockbuster to get
renting.
him
I
a-
said getting.
You said renting.
I did
motherfucker.
not.
We can
can
literally
that
play it back.
shit.
Maybe
You
fucking.
said renting Netflix.
Don't make me go down to Daryl's video and rent my fucking Betamax so I can watch fucking.
Go to Movie Connection, man. The controls are good people.
Just because you haven't slept in 3 days doesn't give you an excuse. And then there's that show on I don't remember
Netflix
what
needs to
channel it
start
I'm
paying
so
us.
fucking
And
far
Blockbuster.
behind
Netflix and
fucking
Blockbuster and
technology.
the Bruce Willis chick.
Blockbuster
That's
needs
start
to make
paying
a
us.
comeback.
There's the show on TV that's called Truck Night in America or Truck Night America or some shit like
Something
that.
along those lines.
But it's kind of the same thing except it's off road. It's like home built truck rock buggies and shit. And it's kind of the same thing. It's 5 of them that start and quickly make it down to 4, and it's just an obstacle course and shit with trucks, whatever you brought, and it's usually fairly bottom end stuff. Some of them are kind of high end, but most of them are like farm trucks that got beefed up and shit, and it's kind of cool. Motherfuckers say Daryl's video.
It is not still around.
No.
Somebody moved into the fucking old Movie Connection. They're
Video isn't even still
they're
around.
cleaning it up. I saw
Yeah,
some-
I've seen they've been in there doing something. I don't know what though.
not that motorcycle place.
Nope. All gone.
Are they going
Both
to get
of
rid of that art?
Probably. I'm surprised that's not against city ordinance or something.
Right.
But the way they got around it, wasn't a sign. It was art.
Was that right?
Yeah, that's what I've heard anyway. I can't say that because I'm not on the council or anything. but-
Yeah.
I saw some people the other day that were like doing CrossFit out in the parking lot.
What?
Yeah, they were, doing,
that place?
Yeah, of that place, like across the parking lot. They're doing some like CrossFit shit. I'm like,
Like tire flipping
Were they
and rope
just-
swinging and stuff? Or
yeah, kind of stuff like that. I'm like, so are they just someone just using that to work out, or is it going to be connected to that building? What's going on there? It was weird.
Well, we'll keep you updated, people that care about what's going on in Coolidge.
Which is none of you.
Except for
Depends on what's
Yami,
going on at the
apparently.
old movie.
In
Connection
case you
building.
don't drive down the boulevard and
We'll
see
fill
what
you
the
in.
fuck we see.
We're your connection to small town America.
That's funny.
Let's see. Oh, I had
Some
something I
bitch.
wanted to mention today. We have an anniversary today
Oh wow!
that connects with like everything that's going on with our.
Is it a good anniversary? or
Yeah,
not?
it's a good anniversary. It's been 80 years since the first appearance of Superman.
I don't
wow.
remember.
Action Comics #1 today came out
Damn.
80 years ago today.
What's that fucker worth?
Oh, fucking
At least $12.
at least. I mean, originally it was like 12
Triple the
cents.
sticker price.
Yeah.
But yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. If you
I
had
would
a mint
imagine like
condition of
hundreds,
that-
wouldn't it?
If you had a mint condition of that, you could do hundreds of thousands of dollars in an auction.
I wonder what the most expensive comic book ever is.
It's got to be that one.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
I think that one's. I think Action
Is it?
Comics
so
#1.
which is more
it.
valuable, that or Honus Wagner?
I have no idea.
Anybody? Google it real quick for
I
us.
think the Honus Wagner is like in the millions.
I
isn't
think
it?
so.
Yeah.
But fucking,
But-
Superman's way more fucking popular and cool. I don't see how.
I think
But popular and
comic,
cool sometimes knocks value off of that
Yes,
shit.
I think comic characters are more in than baseball right now.
Yeah.
Especially baseball cards. Like the
Well,
90s
yeah,
killed card
Exactly,
collecting.
that's my
But,
point.
but
is-
that's the thing. That's why some baseball cards are still like it has to be the really old, really
Yeah.
for that to still have value over the. But
Before
then,
saturation happened.
exactly.
eBay
before,
ruined
yeah.
card collecting in about 48 seconds.
But I mean, but then it
Why?
was the same thing.
Because it
with-
was made them. Because like before, if you wanted that old, Babe Ruth rookie card, you had to
You had to
like
stumble across it.
you had to hunt, like getting on the phone and calling 300 different stores all over the country until you stumble on somebody with one.
and when you
Now
found
just
one, they
type
know
in
you're
Google.
looking for it. They're like,
Right.
okay, yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
take it out of you.
Right.
The hardest part was finding it because there was no network.
Now
but
they're
now
found.
you just click and tap and you're there.
and same thing with the 90s killed late 90s killed comic book collecting too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
same
Because
thing.
I mean, comic book collecting was
There's like 700 different
yeah.
Superman
Then they
adaptations.
exactly yeah.
and-
Then they started doing like whenever like a new book would come out, they do like 10 different variant covers for the first printing for the first release, and it got
Right.
ridiculous. But yeah, so
I'd
but yeah.
almost have to spend
I
60
think
bucks
that
to
with
have-
like how much superheroes have taken over our pop culture nowadays.
Oh my
Like
God.
nowadays, superheroes are like everything. I mean, with Infinity
It's
War
almost
about
like they
to
have
come
some
out
kind of superpowers
and all
or
the
something.
all the craziness, I just
they're
thought
like
that was
they're
interesting.
like humans, but
But better.
But super.
but like a step up.
Yeah,
Like if they had some kind of like ability or something
Right?
to just
they might be able
be
to
in
do
pop
something.
culture.
It's like Blockbuster.
But yeah,
better.
80 years ago. For
It's
the
just
first
like
Superman.
anything. They're gonna fucking the
Bottom's gonna
greedy
fall out.
motherfuckers are just gonna wear it out, and it's gonna be the fucking Backstreet Boys. Before too long, you're gonna be like, "Fuck no, I'm not going to see fucking
Iron Man 7.
Yeah, exactly. No,
That could potentially be this year.
I mean, because
they're getting so big with these movies.
when you have been spoofed by South Park,
I'm still going to
your
say that
time
Infinity
is
War
coming.
might be the catalyst of failure.
That's the point I was getting
Infinity
to.
War is, I've been saying it's going to be the catalyst for failure, I think, because it's going to get so hard to top 80 superheroes in the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to go back to just a Spider-Man flick.
They're going to have to. The only way that they're going to hook me in is to fucking.
Or if they do, it's always going to have at least 2 or 3 other.
And I'm surprised they
cameos.
haven't done this, and I mean, it might be in the works, and I'm just.
Or maybe it's been out for
Oblivious.
6 years.
But could be.
You could probably rent it.
Like a Superman, fucking like the beginning, like.
Some of them have done that.
Like the.
But then you get people
the
pissed
life
off
on
because
fucking,
every time they have a Superman or Spider-Man or Batman story, they always have him crashing to the earth or Martha dying.
No, that's what I'm saying. Before all that.
They do. It's on Sci-Fi. It's called
Already
Smallville.
Really?
Yeah, it
Smallville?
actually tells the story of before Superman got
what I was
sent here.
getting,
Yeah,
okay.
it's on Sci-Fi. It's called Krypton.
It's already been done, so there's nothing
It's-
left.
It's
Danielle
new
says
series
I'm
on
already
Sci-Fi
over
right now. Started
superhero
about
movies.
3
I'm not.
weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it's telling the story of Superman's planet before he was sent here to Earth.
Okay, so
And what led to it blowing up and all that.
And they have
it's
some
it's
of those
over.
are
It's
So
yeah.
your idea is you could go rent it. You could rent Netflix and you could rent Hulu and watch it.
some of those are really good, but some of those
Like, I want to see a show where Martha and Wayne are like barely getting into business
kids
and making their money and
like
stuff.
fucking in the backseat of their
Yeah.
'57
They
Chevy.
just
I know I'm
started
kind of-
Teenagers having sex.
I know I'm kind of in the minority, but like
True origin.
And they did
X-Men
like the-
Origins and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
thought it sucked.
Oh,
I'm
the
not
X-Men
into
Origins.
that shit.
The what?
But
X-Men Origins is exactly what you're talking about.
they already did yours too with Batman with the TV show
Batman.
Gotham.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was telling
and
the
that's
story.
a horrible show. I
telling the
tried
story
to
of
watch
Bruce
it.
Wayne
It's,
from
yeah.
being a
So
little
bad.
I
kid.
liked it so far.
And they do that with every single.
you know what it's got the
Spider-Man
feel of?
movie.
It's got the feel of a Tim Burton movie, but with a lower
Okay.
budget.
Yeah, I can see
A
that.
lower budget Tim Burton movie because it's just all dark, nothing, and it's just it misses the fucking mark.
DC is taking the reins of dark.
Right.
They're trying to make all their stuff dark, and
Yeah,
it doesn't work well.
The Dark Knight series did amazingly well. It was such great movies that I think DC's like, let's do everything like
Fucking
that.
A, more
Man.
darkness.
Yeah.
Bring on the darkness. Turn up the volume on darkness.
What if we made Wonder Woman a cannibal?
Make it dark,
Yeah,
darker?
She saves your life and then sacrifices.
I
you
want
to her
darkness. Fuck.
God.
One of the things that I thought interesting when I was thinking about it being the 80-year anniversary of Superman is how different he is now from what he was when he started.
Gotham sucked.
He
Right?
wasn't. Yeah. First off, he wasn't dark because he's fucking
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah,
And he couldn't fly.
just jump.
Really?
He
over
just jumped really
leaped,
high.
leaped,
Leaped
tall buildings with a
Remember the
single
original
bound.
single bound?
Gotcha.
That's because that's all he did was jump. He didn't fly. He
Hell,
couldn't
the
stop
Incredible-
bullets.
the
So he was
Incredible
like a
Hulk could-
flying
He wasn't
squirrel.
like impenetrable. He couldn't stop bullets.
Much.
Really?
Yeah, he was only as fast as a bullet.
Well, back then he had barely been on Earth just a little bit of time. He had to be
The
on
sun
Earth for like
hasn't
he
absorbed
had to be on Earth for
into
about a
his
decade to
skin.
develop those fucking
Yeah.
skills. Kale,
All right,
come
he
on.
Or maybe
already-
he had.
In
How
the
do you
comics,
not
though, he
fucking
was
know
already
this?
a grown-ass man. He'd already gone
Jesus.
through all of his
Just
shit.
like Spider-Man when he got bit and got the powers, he had to learn how to use
He had to
them.
exactly. He had to
Exactly.
fucking. I mean,
He had to
doesn't
come
just-
up with a chemical
He
compound.
doesn't just
for the-
start fucking
Well,
shooting webs out.
You know
He
why
had to
Superman
fucking-
started flying?
had to run before he could crawl.
You know why Superman started flying?
Sick of walking.
he was
Because of
scared.
the first cartoon that they made.
Okay.
The first cartoon that they made, they needed him to get from here to there quicker than him jumping around and shit. So they made him fly, so they could have him take off in the air and then land where
That's
he
like,
needed
you know,
to
there's
be.
fucking some
His whole
schmo
power came
drawing the
just
fucking.
from,
He's like, I'm not fucking drawing,
Jumping
jumping 77
right?
times. I'm just
exactly.
Fly.
done.
So that's exactly why the very first Superman cartoon they
Every
gave
panel was
the-
him just
yeah,
going like this.
Send
gave
it.
him the power to fly.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
All you gotta do is wave the cape. I mean, you know, yeah, fuck all that other shit.
Quick poll. Spider-Man. Webs. Better organic or web shooter
Web
device?
I like shooters better.
Web
Organic.
shooters. Organic.
I like the organic.
I
It's
like-
like part of him.
I
Yeah.
like how they
Because then it's
I
like a
get it.
ability.
growth factor.
It's
When
an
I shoot
ability.
you
He's
in the
not
face,
Iron Man or
you're
Batman.
Like, oh, you're like,
I get it, you know, but I also liked the original.
He's a teenage kid
It
that got
showed
bit. He
his.
didn't know how to make that shit.
Right?
No, but but the whole thing though is that he's a teenage kid, but he was also a genius. And that's
wasn't
something
that
that
much of a
they
genius.
that's
Come on
something
now.
they paved
No.
over later on. That I mean, if in the original comics and through the original run, he's super fucking smart. I mean, eventually he
But
started Parker
he lived
Industries,
in
which
he
is
lived
like
in a crappy part of town where
He was broke.
That doesn't mean so.
I like
Dude,
it.
these people grow up in crappy parts of town. They're not
they
all
don't have
fucking-
the money to
they're
find
not
a
all
web
Tony-
shooter.
Not rich
Start-
people. He can't
made
afford
that
that.
He's not
shit.
Iron Man or
Did you see
Batman.
He made that
Well,
shit out
In
of
most of
fucking
the shows,
homemade
he did it
stuff.
at school. He stole it from the school supplies. Is
And
usually
yeah,
how he
I mean,
does it.
he's
Organic
Yeah,
because when the
'cause
spider bites
are-
you, you become the
Web
spider.
materials readily available at high schools.
Fuck
all it was just mixing fucking chemicals
Yeah, but
together.
spiders never shoot webs out of their wrists.
Yeah, he should have been shooting out of his ass. if you
Because
have
he's not a
organic
real
web-
spider, Danny.
they don't get in
he's
high school fights
Spider-Man.
So then he should be shooting out his ass like a spider.
No, that's
That
how
would-
the
that would be
man
fun.
version.
That would be fun.
you know,
That would make.
and you gotta fucking
He's
turn.
like, ha!
You gotta keep fucking
Imagine him
hands.
swinging through town, all bent over.
He's got a butt flap on his pajama suit.
Let it
Turns
out.
around, flips the buttons out.
How would that work?
Just like I explained it.
What do you have? Little spinnerets that help
Oh
shoot it
god,
out.
yeah, a little spiders.
He's got little wipers on his butt.
Every once in a while, he's trying to fly through the buildings, gets a little nervous, messes himself.
Our podcast
Why-
has gone
why-
off the rails.
Why is your web
Off the
brown?
rails. This is what off the rails look like.
I had Chipotle last night. Okay, damn it.
You think it's bad when you think it's bad when a pigeon gets your windshield? What about when Spider-Man lets loose on his way through the city?
Like, fuck you, Spider-Man!
Why didn't
I just washed my car.
Why didn't Doc Ock just get a huge rolled up newspaper?
And smack him.
He could have 8 of them.
And they've never tried to use the raid joke either.
You're right.
Hit him with some. You just called the pest control Terminex or whatever.
Right.
We've mentioned before about Nic Cage was supposed to be Superman and all. Did you
Oh,
see
yeah.
who's getting his chance?
No shit.
I wouldn't say his chance. He's choosing to take it this time.
Well, he
To
had
do
the
what?
chance to be
To be
do it for-
Superman?
Yeah, he turned it down.
No, I mean, he's going to do it now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Is that because nobody else is
It-
hired?
In a
Yes.
cartoon.
It's Superman.
He's the voice of Superman in
It's
the
the
next
Superman,
Justice League
the Wonder
cartoon.
Years edition, where he's like
Yeah.
getting a little bit up there in age, and he might not be fighting as much crime as he used to, but he's going to be like, "I'm Superman."
But yeah, he's getting his chance.
Does he steal the
he's finally
Declaration of
getting his,
Independence?
chance to be
Maybe.
Superman. And yeah, he's going to be the voice of Superman in the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
So he's getting his chance to finally play Superman after his original one back when Tim Burton was doing Superman and they had the weird funky ass costume and shit.
Is that when George Clooney did, when he turned it down, is that George Clooney did it?
No, George Clooney did Batman.
Christopher Reeve. It was the original.
Oh, he was
Superman
supposed,
movies.
oh, Nick Cage was supposed to be the
No.
original
Yeah.
Superman.
No, he wasn't supposed to be original Superman.
Which,
In the
which,
original Superman movies.
No,
I thought it was the next one.
no,
after
it was
that.
the next one after that. They
Right.
were gonna before
fuck,
they did
I was thinking
Superman.
Batman.
Before they did Superman,
I don't think he's old enough to have been in the original Superman
no,
movies.
He wasn't. It wasn't the original. They were
He would
gonna.
have been like 8 or 9.
Warner
when the
Brothers was
first
gonna
one came out.
reboot Superman, and they called Kevin Smith in, and he wrote a script for it, and they really liked the script. And so then they looked for directors, and Tim Burton had just finished Batman, and they're like, "Hey, you want to do Superman?" And Tim Burton's like, "Yeah," and he
Make
like,
it
got
dark.
The script. So
we want
you got-
darkness.
Exactly.
Nick Cage was established by then. He didn't want to establish
Established?
himself as Superman.
No, he wanted to do it. He's always wanted to be Superman.
No, he turned it down.
Oh, he's
He,
always
he
wanted
didn't
to
want
be
to be
Superman.
typecast, just like he didn't take his
he
dad's
did,
name because he wanted to make his
He
own.
did
thing.
all the screen test, all the costume fittings, and everything for it. They had the full Superman costume.
he was
and everything.
busy looking for...
But there was contract
Diablo,
negotiations
or
between
what was
Tim
it?
Burton fell apart and shit, and so then they canceled the movie. But yeah, they had him full. They had him full costumes and everything. Started pre-production on it. and
Yeah,
stuff with
so
Superman.
Nicolas Cage was 12 when the first Superman came out, so I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. He was
Really?
born in '64, and it came out in '78.
Yeah, he was not up for the original.
Unless he was
Christopher
one
Reeves.
hell of a preteen. then
No,
he
this
wasn't
was
offered that
for
one.
this was in the '90s. It was gonna be a '90 reboot of Superman
Yeah.
in the '90s after Tim Burton had done Batman, and they wanted to. Warner Brothers wanted to like, well, Batman was a big success. Let's redo Superman.
Fuck, when did Tim...
And-
Man.
They had Tim Burton on.
Tim
board
Burton's
for it.
Batman came out early '90s, like '90.
Like 80,
Was it?
88 or 80,
Oh, is it that
88 or
late?
89 for the original
Man,
Batman.
you know what?
But like the Batman Returns and stuff were through the 90s.
What was that movie with Johnny Depp and he was the Sleepy Hollow? Was that...
Sleepy Hollow
That
Legends
was
of
a-
Man,
Sleepy
do you
Hollow.
remember that fucking brunette chick in that movie? The one that, the brunette with the big ass tits that fucking like did the spinning thing up in the air? And she ended up dying in the Iron Maiden? Do you remember that? She was in
remember the-
Sleepy Hollow?
I don't remember.
I
who
think
it
she was
though.
like Tim Burton's wife at the time, or girlfriend.
That was the costume that they were going to go.
Oh,
with.
that would have been horrible.
See, that was the costume testing. They have video of it, of him in the costume walking around as they're getting different lighting and stuff on what Superman's costume was going to look like in the Tim Burton Superman.
There's way too much fucking Adam's apple there. Way too much. Like, turn the volume down on that fucking Adam's apple.
But yeah, it was in full production before.
The way he looks right there, I think he could have played a good.
He looks like Loki.
Yeah,
right there.
He does look like Loki right there.
That's funny.
But yeah, the costume was really fucking weird. But yeah, that was a good original cover. Yeah, now he's finally getting his chance to be Superman. He's gonna do the voice.
Anybody see the new Tomb Raider?
I do.
I
What'd you
avoided
think
like
of
the
it?
plague.
I liked it.
Stupid.
So here's I did too, but I think they were setting the stage, and if they keep that series going, it'll be better.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like it. It was, I think she did, at first I thought that girl's way too small to portray a badass, because she's literally probably 100 pounds. And she looks
Kind
like
of my
she's-
issue with the Wonder Woman. I think she should be a bigger Amazonian.
But
Gal Gadot is
full-framed
fucking,
woman.
She's pretty.
I think it's
She's a pretty
way
big
worse
chick.
than that.
Have you
though.
seen her do the talk show? She's tall as fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe
But,
for a Hollywood star, but they needed to get like.
She's
What
supposed
What
to
do you
look
want,
like
fucking blonde chick from fucking
He wants China.
Game of
he wants, like, a
Thrones?
China
Yeah,
chick
she's
to
supposed
do
to look like that in the comic books and stuff. Original Wonder Woman, she was a big old beast.
She was Amazon
Yeah,
queen.
but Tomb Raider, she did a really good
Princess,
job at
rather.
playing the part. Like when Angelina Jolie did it, it was easy, which was good for the movie. I mean, if she had to swing across this, kill that, beat that, it was easy. It wasn't difficult. In this movie, they do a really good job at portraying. It takes everything she has to accomplish something. You know, it's hard. It's not just a cakewalk, and it's just no big deal.
Oh, I got you.
She's suffering to accomplish anything.
And what they did
I
is
think they did a really good job of that.
and it's I don't know if you played the video game it's based off, but that's how it was in the video game.
It's a video game.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Uh-huh.
But when they rebooted Tomb Raider a little bit ago, and they redid Lara Croft and made her more realistic and stuff, that's how it is in the video game. Like everything you do in that game, you're literally fighting for your life, and like it's like you feel like she's putting every single effort into it.
Yeah.
And the video game is graphic. Like it goes way farther than what the movie did. It's like half the
Like
movie
full
she's
frontal?
fucking swimming through blood. Not full frontal like that. But she's like swimming through blood
You
through
almost
half of
had
the
me
video
for a
game.
second.
It's
You
crazy.
almost had me for a
He's
second.
like, what platform is this
But
for?
yeah, it
Why
was.
do I know
it was-
the- why do I
it
know
was-
the term
It
platform?
was absolutely brutal, and like in the video game, they did such a great thing with her evolution. Because like the first time she kills a person in the video game, she's like freaking out, like I just fucking murdered somebody.
Yeah.
She's like losing her mind, and it's like that for the beginning of the video game. But then as you get towards the end, and she's like, I just have to survive. It becomes a commonplace thing, and it's like they did a great progression.
She's like,
of
I
her.
don't have to kill you,
Well-
but I'm gonna go ahead and kill you because who knows?
No, she had to kill them all. But like how it progressed in the video game from when she first landed on the island to the badass she was when she came off the island was like one of the best video game character progressions
Like
I've
the
ever
Belko
You
seen.
should see the
Belko
visual
experiment?
progression was pretty nice too.
Starts
Yeah.
out just regular fucking Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Audie
By
says
the end
it
of the
was-
movie, she's like drenched in blood, killed
Yeah.
1,000 people.
Audie says it was too slow and the wrong actress. I don't know. I kind of think like I really believe this movie wasn't 100% as good as it could have been, but I think it's going to be one of those where they're trying to tell a story, and the next few are going to be better. Like it was just too much, not too much of, but the reason it was slow, in my opinion, is because they were showing
It's
it
like-
from the start.
It's like
Yeah.
the pilot of a show is either going to be amazing
Right.
and hook you, or it's going to be talking heads telling
And
you
speaking
what
of
to
that-
expect the rest of the season.
Speaking of that, one of the things I saw that one of my downsides to it is the caliber of a Netflix series. I think if they would have taken
Okay.
that off the big screen and put it in a Netflix series and continue it as a Netflix series or something similar, I think it would be amazing. It's
Yeah.
not quite.
It's one of
Sort
those
of
ones, like
like
you said, if
sort of
they
like
get
Bright
to
would've
go
been
forward with
better as
it.
a
Yes.
series.
Yeah, like if they get to go forward with it, the next one will have the higher production value,
Yeah.
so it'll have more of that Christmas to it and stuff like that. But
Christmas.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Christmas.
Far from Christmas.
Presents.
And it's
Total-
and in this
total
one, this
lights and
is
everything.
literally the first time she's ever done anything as the Tomb Raider. Whereas all the other series, she was already kind of established. She was already a badass, and she just happened to get some missions to go on when the series
Yeah.
starts. This is just a regular chick that has nothing to do with anything until this movie starts.
Yeah.
So you
It's,
get
it's
to
like
see
what
the
it's like what
progression.
Brian was saying. You're getting to see her before. You're getting to see her before she's the Tomb Raider and how she becomes.
But does she
the
have
Tomb Raider.
mechanical guns or organic guns?
And do they shoot out?
I
of
think
her
she's
ass,
got
or
like
do they
I
shoot
think
out
she's
of her
got like
wrist?
I think they're natural B cup guns. From the shit that I've
best.
seen. They're not fucking Angelina Jolie D cup guns.
No,
Okay, so they're organic.
Yeah.
probably.
But yeah, I just finished the second Tomb Raider game the other day. It was
Like
one
the
of the
original?
No.
How
the
many
second,
games are you playing at one time?
Oh, I play a lot.
He only
dude.
plays one at a time.
No, I play multiple at a time now. I'm sitting there. This is the worst. Okay, so I'm sitting there
gosh.
playing PUBG now.
On his phone and the
On,
console
yeah,
at the same time?
on the console, and I'll have it kind of going on my
Is
phone.
Alana still
And then
watching?
when I die on the console, if my teammates are still alive, I open my laptop up and I start playing one of my real-time strategy games on my laptop.
Civilization?
While they're finished, yeah, Civilization.
Nice.
While they're still playing PUBG, and I have my headphones in, so now I'll be looking up. I'll be like, "Yo, there's someone to your left, dude. Look to your left." And then they'll be hearing like the Civilization in the background and shit.
One more turn.
They're
Just one
"What
more
the-"
turn.
They'll be like, "What the fuck is that weird ass music?" And the ching chong will be like hitting for the next turn and shit.
Right.
I'm like, I'm on my laptop. Shut up. But yeah, now I'm playing like 3 games at once. But it's ridiculous. But I did Tomb Raider. They did the reboot, and then they have a sequel to it, which is probably the second.
He's having
movie
2
we'll base
conversations
off of.
at once too. So
I am.
he's-
I just finished it the other day, and it was a really good game. I actually got 100% on it, which I don't do on games very often.
Wow.
Like,
Gold star for Kale.
Gold
I think
star.
I've only done that on like Mario.
Yeah.
You know, Super Mario Brothers.
It's yeah, like I've gotten this
I don't
bad
have the energy
habit
to
lately
get-
with my gaming where I start playing a game and I play through like 30-40% of it and then I move to another game. So I look at my shelf and I'm like, I got all these fucking games I gotta finish. So I went back and I finished Tomb Raider, and then as soon as I finished that, I finished Shadows of War, which is a Lord of the Rings game, and that finally pushed me over 150 gamer score on Xbox.
Damn.
150,000 gamer score, which I was very excited.
What does that
See,
mean?
as a gamer, I don't.
Like it keeps a running total of all the games you
yeah.
play?
You when you play games on PlayStation 4, they're called trophies. You earn. On Xbox, they're called achievements, and it's like for doing certain things in a game, like get 100 headshots, do this in a game, do that in a game. You earn achievements. On Xbox, each achievement's worth the amount of points. Every game you'll have probably like 40 to 50 achievements to do, and all together they'll be worth 1,000 points if you do every single achievement, which is super fucking hard to do on a game because some of them
Some
are
are
shit that you have.
ridiculous.
Some are fucking so stupid, like go around and collect like 57,000 feathers from turkeys or some shit on an open world hunting game or some bullshit.
Right.
Get 5 deflection interceptions in one game or something
Yeah, and
stupid.
Madden, like there's some fucking retarded things to get some of the achievements.
It'll also
trophies.
make you feel like shit because it'll do stuff like you got a trophy for spending 1,000 hours playing this stupid system.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
happens too. But
You're like-
and on
And then
Xbox,
you're like,
they're worth
fuck, I
a
gotta go
value.
outside.
And so when someone looks at your profile, they see how many achievement points you've earned. And like I said, each game has 1,000
One
points.
sucks.
Each game's has 1,000 points you could earn on it. And I just hit 150,000.
Jesus
achievement
Christ,
points.
man.
Yeah. Like it's ridiculous
You're
when you
whispering into the wrong
when you look at like my friends list. Everyone else is like 20,000, 10,000, 8,000.
That's
I
true.
have 150,000,
Damn it.
which means I played.
He'll
way
catch
too
it on the
many
YouTube
fucking
or
games.
whatever. The
Fuck.
YouTubes.
I think we should go eat tacos.
Real quick though, I don't see video games as movies.
Mm-hmm.
I can play a game.
Yeah, they're
until I'm bored
video
of it and
games,
I'm
not
fine.
movies. You know that, right?
Really?
I see them as video games too.
But it's not like you watch half a movie and be like, oh man, I got to get back and finish watching that movie. I'm fine with just moving on. I don't look at it as an unfinished game. I look at it as I'm done playing it.
Oh, well, like if you get partway through a game and
Yeah.
you stop playing.
If I get
See,
halfway through a movie, I'm finishing that.
That's
one.
what I'm saying. But
That's
I
what
don't
he's
feel
saying.
that way
He
with
doesn't,
video
Oh.
he's saying he doesn't feel like if he plays a video game, he plays like 20-30
Because I
of
see
the
it as
game.
a video game.
Right.
He's like, oh, I'm done. I've got my
I
fill.
see a movie as a movie.
Well, see, the thing with me though is that like I'm very selective with my games. I only I do a lot of research before I buy a game. I almost never buy a dud where I start playing and I'm like, this is fucking garbage. Get this. Like that's only happened to me once or twice where I paid money for a game, got home, started playing it. Within 10 minutes, I'm like, what is this piece of fucking shit? So I usually am very selective. So when I start playing it, I get into the story, but the problem is that a new fucking game comes out. And then I want to play the new game. And then I start
Right.
playing the new game. And I'm like, well, shit, I still want to know what happened to the other game. So eventually I got to go back and finish it.
We discussed the Uber again, the AI, self-driving technology, et cetera, future crap.
We at least almost did.
Almost did. We
Tried
touched
to
on
and
it
then veered
anyway.
off.
Yeah,
like we fucking
it
do.
happens. So I was thinking the other day, another sci-fi based thought process, and I'm wondering how you guys would feel if it was an actual thing. You guys familiar with the story Minority Report?
Mm-hmm. Tom Cruise movie.
How would you feel if they could 100% without a doubt say that at any given time this person is going to commit this crime with zero possibility of failure? Would you be okay with people being arrested before they commit the crime?
As long as it wasn't me.
You know,
Because, like, it's one of those ones where you're like, great, man. Because in the movie, they hadn't had, like, a murder in, like, years
Yeah.
and shit.
Right.
And it'd be great to eliminate that kind of shit. Violent
didn't they
murders,
pick like a
rapes,
weird
all that
city like
stuff.
San Diego or something like
I
that?
think it's
Like,
set in Washington, D.C. and Virginia.
Was
Yeah.
that?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I thought it.
So that'd be a great thing. But the second that it happens to you, you're thinking, "No, I
didn't
wouldn't
do
have done
anything."
that.
Yeah.
I
Fuck that! No.
I didn't do anything. I know I wouldn't have done that. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. It's a lie."
That's one of the first things that comes to my head is, what are we talking here? If I'm 12 and they figure out that I'm going to be a serial killer when I'm 48,
That was
do
gonna
they
be my
get to
next
come
question.
scoop me up when I'm 12, or do they have to wait until it's like 3 minutes before I commit?
My
the crime?
thought is
When does it become not civil
Hey.
rights?
it has to
Okay.
be it would have to be a deal where okay, they think they know that this is going to happen. Okay, you basically set it up as like a sting operation, and you have to catch the guy in the act just before it happens. To
Like
for
weapon
sure
in
prove,
hand.
yes, to for sure prove and give the victim a bulletproof vest or something, or give them some sort of way to defend themselves or
but
whatever.
it'd be hard to go down though if you went to the person ahead of time and be like, "Hey, your husband's gonna try to kill you tonight.
It
Will
would
you
change
use
the
this
whole course of
bulletproof
events.
vest
Yeah.
and try to act normal?" Because
Well,
then
I
you're
guess,
not gonna. It's gonna throw
I
it
guess
all off.
protecting the victim, but it have to be set up as like a sting operation where they like prevent it like seconds before it's happening, and it's like a for sure thing that's because to do it before the guy, as a kid, you can't fucking do that because
But-
so many fucking variances and fucking
Right.
reality.
But variances
could fucking
led him to it.
Yeah, but
Didn't
that's
really
what
lead
I'm
him away
getting at
from
is you can't fucking arrest somebody for something they hadn't
Well, see,
done.
that's where it gets
But
different.
if you can use that to prevent it seconds before it happens, then yeah, fuck
But-
it, do it and fucking arrest them.
My argument though is if you're waiting seconds before it happens, let's take it a little bit step further than just somebody killing their wife. Let's say it's a mass murder,
Yeah, like a bombing or something.
and you have a guy that seconds before he starts shooting up a concert, you've got officers trying to take this guy down that's willing to murder, willing to die, that's armed to the teeth with assault weapons
I still
and
think
whatnot.
doing it
You're
that
thinking
way-
officer safety is an issue.
Well, even
And-
I still
worse
think
is-
doing it that way
And instead of him killing those concert goers, he's killing cops now.
it prevents fucking arresting still technically innocent people, but yet they are going to fucking minimize the fucking damage, and more often than not, it's going to work correctly.
and-
You know what's the
Here's-
problem? The
here's-
big problem right now is like if you dropped this into right now today's society, every time that law enforcement entity misses, they'd get shit sued out of them because they knew about it and didn't stop it.
Right.
That would be the one of the big
Here's
issues.
the one thing though, if you were doing like if you knew it was going to happen, yeah, law enforcement's going to be in danger and whatnot, but also if they know ahead of time, they can be prepared.
Yeah.
They don't know
Dude, that's
exactly
what I'm
how it's going to go down.
Yeah,
You
but,
know, well,
you know-
that's then now we're getting into semantics. If you
That's
know
the
if you
fucking-
knew when the
you're a
kid
law
was
enforcement,
12
that's
and at
what you sign up
47 he's
for.
going to be a murderer, then you're going to have to know the specifics. You've had how many years to prepare for that?
And precogs didn't
But
work
what
that
if
far.
precogs
anyways. This
didn't
was
work
like
that way?
a
Yeah, but
day.
I'm saying that was your scenario.
I think
you
it was less
gave
than
us.
24 hours.
It comes down to the semantics of okay, how much time do you have? I mean, they had a whole special branch that was specifically trained, specifically equipped and armed to stop these things.
And I want to say in the movie, the black balls was like a 24-hour deal, and then the red balls was like,
Those were
this
crimes of
guy
passion.
just changed his mind. It's
Yeah.
happening now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's
the-
The
right.
difference
yeah.
between premeditated and the crimes of
Yeah.
passion, because the crimes of passion they had a smaller amount window to know, because I mean that's someone in the heat of the moment
Yeah.
decides to
He
kill
went from
someone.
not wanting to kill anybody to, oh, fuck, this is happening.
to, oh
Right.
fuck, I walked in the door and I just found my wife fucking some dude in bed.
I think
He's dead.
you take away the crimes of passion, which
I honestly wouldn't fucking
precogs
kill.
and stuff
I-
should
I-
still be able to know is going to happen because
Outie, I'm out,
it's
thanks.
already going to happen. But I think there's a sweet spot to where he makes that conscious decision. All right, I'm going to go buy this rifle. I'm going to make this happen. At that point, he becomes the murderer. Before
what
that,
point?
he's an innocent man. When he says, you know what, I'm going to do this. When it starts becoming intent, not just a thought, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna save up
But
a couple
then
bucks, couple
people
checks.
can argue all the way up until that the point of him pulling the trigger.
Oh, it's
What's to
just
say
a
he didn't
fantasy,
change his
you know,
mind?
I just
There is no
fantasize
changing the
about
mind.
it.
That is 100%. There is no fate. There is no changing his mind. 100%. That's my scenario. Is 100%. There is no failure.
I think
They
you
know
gotta,
if he's gonna
you
pull
gotta
that trigger,
catch
he's
the
gonna pull
guy-
that trigger.
You got to catch him just seconds before it fucking happens. You know, weapon in
Otherwise, you're always going to have a what
Exactly.
if he didn't do it
hand.
in your mind.
But see, that-
there's lawsuits
John's
that'll
saying
fucking
in his
bring-
world, though, there is no chance that he's not going to do it once they say he's going to do it.
Which
There
is kind of
none
the
that
premise between
thing.
Minority Report. They were, at least in the public's eye, believed that it was infallible.
Yeah,
in the
and
beginning.
it wasn't. 'Cause-
But I think even in the movie, like I said, they caught the guys like close to when that actually was going to happen.
Well,
typically,
the movie,
it was like I said,
in the
within-
movie, the ones they showed were always the crimes of passion because that was the most exciting because they only
And
had
it would be boring to arrest the guy sitting on his recliner watching TV that didn't know he was going to kill yet.
Exactly. They only had 30 minutes to figure out where this was going to happen, so they're trying to figure out, okay, where is it? Who is it? Who is it happening to? So that's what made it exciting.
That makes
for
a good movie.
And the other thing they had too in Minority Report was it was like a vision, so it was recorded, so you could actually show it to a jury.
Yeah, and be like, this
here's
is
the
him
crime
doing
being
it.
committed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing like with that's the other thing too is that there were in the movie there were no premeditated murders. There were only crimes of passion because people knew I can't go get away with murder because they're going to know about it way ahead of time, and they're going to stop me before it ever happens if I go with intent. So the only kind of murders that happened in Washington were crimes of passion. They didn't have regular murders anymore because or a planned out murder like I'm going to go kill this motherfucker tomorrow, or we're going to do a drive by on this thing, or I'm going to go shoot up this school because they knew far enough ahead of time to stop that shit. So those didn't happen anymore. It was only.
And I think that aspect of it is enough of a reason for it to allow to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, it eliminated so much premeditated murder
that it didn't exist.
That premeditated didn't exist.
That
in that area.
the only thing was the crimes of passion. That I mean, you can't prevent that. I mean,
right.
Yeah, those are.
No matter what you do, no matter what you regulate, no matter what you fucking
they did their
ban.
best to get there in time and stop it before it happened.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's good. You're not going to make it in time.
Exactly.
But the fact that it cut out all that, like we said, school shootings, anything where you're going to go buy a gun ahead of time, get loaded up, get your fucking shit together, and go there and kill someone. That's not going to happen anymore because they're going to know about it as soon as you're thinking about doing it.
Right.
Because that's how the crimes of passion. It's like as soon as you started thinking about doing it is when they figured out shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it would be an interesting system if it could cut out premeditated murders. I mean, think about that. No more mass shootings. No more school shootings.
I disagree on that, though. I think mass shootings would still happen because that person isn't afraid of getting caught.
No, mass shootings
but the thing, though,
aren't
is
crimes
that,
of passion.
But the thing,
mass
though,
shootings
is
are planned out.
If they
but
know about it,
happen.
if they know about that way ahead of time, they can arrest that dude then. Before he ever gets there.
But he knows he's going to get arrested, so he's going to start shooting before he normally would have started shooting or
But
something.
then they arrest him as he's going to buy the gun.
No, that's way before. He's buying the gun weeks before he's going to shoot the
Yeah, but
kids.
I'm saying, though, he had the intent to go do the shooting.
That's what I'm saying, is that intent is when they should go arrest.
That's what,
you guys were saying it should be the moment when he's going to kill.
he's saying the moment that it's going to happen. But I'm saying, though, mass shootings and stuff like that, anything that's premeditated, they
as soon as it's
stop it instantly.
the intent is
yeah,
but
and that's what they did.
What
in the
I'm
movie.
getting at is
if it was a premeditated something, they stopped it as soon as they could.
When those premonitions happen and those balls drop, the fucking that's the timeline of when the fucking trigger is pulled.
That's when I pulled my trigger the first time. Was when my
the criminal can't fucking speed the clock up to be like, oh shit, I need to start shooting sooner. No.
If he knows that...
he won't know. That's what I'm saying. If the cops know that
if it's been in effect for 10 years, he knows that the minority report exists. Then he's not going to do it
in the first place. Then you don't do it in the first place. It doesn't happen.
Unless he doesn't care about getting killed or arrested.
Then he gets arrested before he ever gets a chance to get a hold of a gun.
Not in his
not in Brian's
and
scenario.
that way, if he's planning
but then again, here's the thing.
Premonition ball would already have dropped, and then they fucking arrested.
This is the whole thing about if they're really telling the future. Okay, the guy's like, well, I'm going to murder these people on Tuesday, but you know what? I'm going to start shooting people instantly as soon as I get my guns. They're going to know that because that's all part of the premonition.
See, that's what I'm getting at.
If he changed his mind, he's like, you know what, I'm going to do it as soon as I get the guns, then the balls are going to drop to let him know, arrest the guy as soon as he gets his guns because he's going to start shooting the store owner. Because that would be a crime.
But then you'd have people saying, why is he getting arrested when he was so far away from... I mean, that just...
No, but then a new ball would have dropped. If he changed his mind on when he's going to do the murder, a new ball drops.
Because see, that happened in the movie.
If it's premeditated.
Where a premonition ball had dropped, and then a second one drops for the same fucking offense, and they're like, oh shit, it's gone from a pre...
like he was thinking about it, and then all of a sudden, shit, I'm in the room. I might as well just get it done.
It went from a fucking premeditated crime to a fucking crime of passion because the guy's panicking, and so 2 balls dropped for the same crime, and that's when they fucking knew to instantly go there and fucking stop it. So shit like that would happen.
And the thing with in that movie with the precogs, they saw the future. So before the person even had intent, they already saw it happen.
Yeah.
by the movie standards.
Right.
So the guy hasn't even thought, I'm going to get this gun and kill these people on Tuesday.
He doesn't even know he wants to kill them yet.
He hasn't even made that plan yet when they've already have the balls dropped saying he's going to make this plan to kill these people
That's
on
why
Tuesday.
I say they need
And then,
to,
like I said, then if he
they
changes...
say, okay, on
and
September
then-
30th, he's going to decide to do this act or whatever.
Yeah.
And as he's walking into the gun shop, we yank him up, and no harm, no foul.
And in the
he's in
movies,
jail.
that's what they did. So, but it all comes down to Brian's worried about getting accused of a crime. He wants them to do it at the last second so they can prove that, but they don't have to. They have the video proving he's going to do it.
You get
if it's an
angry.
infallible system.
Like, in that situation, though, the big thing is if you go that early, you get angry and you're like, I'm going to kill these motherfuckers. I'm sick of them. And then an hour later, you're like, oh, that was a stupid thought. I'm not going to kill anybody.
Like, I was drunk.
That's not my thing.
I was fucking drinking that
Well, that
fucking...
that
But
would
the SWAT
be,
team's already
that
kicking
would-
your door
that
in.
I
would
was
be
high
their,
on
that would
PCP. I was
be-
in Debo's chicken coop. Like
that would be their defense. But in John's scenario, the system's
wouldn't
infallible.
happen, because if he just got drunk or pissed off and said, I'm going to kill this motherfucker, and then what was I thinking? That never ended up being a premonition of him actually doing it,
Yeah,
because he
because
changed
they
his mind.
see him
changing
do the
his mind
murder.
doesn't change
They
the
literally
premonition.
see the future. So they only if it doesn't happen or if he's going to change his mind, they would never have seen him murder
They see
somebody
all the
because he
changing
would
of
have
minds
changed
as
his
it
mind.
goes.
Yeah, they would have seen the future of him changing his mind, so he wouldn't have got arrested. Like if the system worked perfect, which is one of those things. Can a system?
So
theoretically, but can you ever
that
believe
killer
in that system?
wouldn't have gotten picked up then. He'd have gotten picked up the next time he said it, but meant it.
Yeah.
If you were a precog, would you be like, "Ah, that fucking bully, that one dude that picked on me?
that fucking...
He's like a preacher now.
Remember that dude who fucked my mom?
Go to
coming
a bar.
down.
Hey, can I get your number? Oh no,
Brian
you're going to
Shaw
kill somebody?
is gonna kill
Right?
I don't even live there. How am I fucking... Yeah.
He's going to kill Bill Smith. I don't even know Bill Smith. Oh, you're going to kill him.
I don't know. I mean, that's just that's just one of the things. If you could ever find some way for them to accurately predict the future.
On that note, do you guys believe in fucking the psychics and the fucking...
Tarot cards?
What's that one real famous lady that
Miss
fucking...
Cleo.
No.
Did you call Miss Cleo up and ask her for her help?
I guess a future.
My wife does a great Miss
What
Cleo.
was that
Oh my
fucking-
god! You think you were talking to her when she goes with her Jamaican
What
accent?
the fuck is that? Oh, is it Sandra
Jennifer Lynch chick?
Brown?
Oh,
The
yeah.
one that's like, she's like,
The
oh,
psychic detective
your
chick.
fucking brother telling me,
Hey, I was on that TV show.
He was.
Huh?
Psychic Detective. I did an episode of Psychic Detective.
Who?
Me.
When?
Probably 08.
Somewhere in there.
Really?
Yep. Me and my dog.
Brian's like his mind is like blown right now. Like what?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of the TV show that they had, like
Yeah.
that was based off of the real chick, right?
Remember,
It had Patricia Arquette in it. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Something like that.
The blonde chick.
So,
Remember
like,
the-
do you think? But do you think the stuff that she does is real? Like, do you
No.
believe?
I
When
don't.
you were on Psychic Detective, did you think that psychic was really helping you out?
The case, remember that Terry's Consign and Design chick that got
Yeah.
killed and dumped out by Stanfield? That was the case.
Oh,
And
no
I
shit.
had to basically reenact part of it with my dog.
No shit.
I think 98% of anything that you hear like that is complete bullshit and cold reading and stuff like that. But I believe that it exists, just not as often and as accurately as it's fed to us. Because I've had stuff happen.
For you
that,
to believe that it exists, you would have to believe that ghosts exist. That we don't when we die.
You don't have to believe ghosts exist to believe that the human mind can perceive events that could happen in the future.
No.
How's that
I'm
connected
talking
with
like
ghosts?
I'm talking the Sandra Brown thing. where
Oh,
she's like
that one.
talking to
Oh,
spirits.
okay, yeah. There's different psychics. There's the ones who talk to spirits, and
Yeah.
then the ones who say they can see the future. Or the ones who
Premonitions
say,
and shit.
yeah, who say that they can like read a person's mind. It just depends on what psychic you're talking.
That's what
about.
I
Yeah.
was meaning the Sandra
Depends
Brown
on
thing,
which
where
psychic you believe in.
She can fucking talk to dead people to solve crimes.
Yeah, it depends on which psychic version of a psychic you're dealing with, to what you believe.
like,
Because like I believe that that people get like premonitions of things.
Oh yeah, fuck. I mean, not like I would call myself a psychic, but I think we all can
Everybody's
say that
had
we have
that.
had a chance or a situation where like, fuck, I knew that was going to happen.
Mhm,
You know,
yeah.
like
Like just your
Or I had a
instincts.
feeling, so I
Right.
avoided
your,
doing
your
something.
instinct somehow, just your connection to the world,
Yeah.
triggers in a certain way that you're like, you kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen or it was coming in a certain way.
My
And
exact.
It's like your spidey sense was
if
tingling.
it's happened
man.
to me, there's got. I mean, it's like anything. It's like any talent, any fucking thing in the world.
You
where
can hone it
If
and-
yeah, it's like, could I fucking hammer out a few fucking notes on a guitar? Yeah, but is there fucking people way better playing the guitar than me? Absolutely. So just follow that fucking thing. Is like, if I get a premonition, there's got to be somebody out there that has them a lot.
Right.
You know, it's like the Mr. Glass theory. You know what I mean? Like, if there's somebody
As
on
weak
the-
as
on the
me,
scale-
there's got to be somebody on the other side of the
Exactly.
scale.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
fucking getting at. Is
So
there's-
But like
law
I
of
said, then
average.
again, that comes to what kind of psychic. So now we're talking about like the premonition psychics. That I believe could possibly be a thing just by my own experience. If I feel like I've had premonitions about little stuff, I'm sure there's someone like you said who has more. Now the people talking to ghosts, I don't quite like. Your brother told me, like, no, bitch,
Right.
my brother's not talking to you because he's still alive and he lives in Pasadena.
but I'm getting a
Now that's cold reading.
Yeah,
That's cold
Jeff,
reading.
Jeff,
They're looking at
Jeff.
Is it Jeff, Joan, Jay. There's someone. The way they do that,
Is there-
someone
is
in
there-
the room.
has somebody who
Does
starts with a
anybody
J?
in the room know somebody whose name starts with J?
You dated somebody in your
Or-
life that had
Or
dark hair.
maybe
No, blonde
maybe
hair.
you didn't date them. Maybe you just
Just
met them
knew
on
them?
a bus. No,
Maybe
you met
liked
them
them?
on a plane.
Yeah.
No. You met them.
It was
You never met them at all.
yeah. It was you
Like-
maybe talked to them.
Oh
on
my
some-
God! I did know a girl that had hair and wore shoes.
Right? Like,
They're talking.
and
to
her
me.
name was Katie. I knew her name was Katie. See, we're there. I'm talking to her right now, but she's not dead. She's gonna be dead someday. So I'm talking
eventually,
to her
or she has
ghost.
somebody dead in her family.
I'm pretty sure that like that there's deals like that where like holy shit, what was that fucking that one movie where I do this every time.
Blonde
New
chick?
Jack
John
City.
Black, no,
Bruce Willis.
blonde guy comedian. He was in The Jerk.
Steve Martin.
Steve, yeah, where he was an evangelist.
White hair.
I was about to say blonde guy.
Yeah.
He's white. He's white.
Yeah, well,
I know exactly what
Towhead.
you're talking about. I
Yeah.
know. I love that movie.
So he was an evangelist, and
Yeah.
so like he
And
had
he-
an earpiece, and like every person that
Oh,
walked in,
yeah,
they're like,
sent
a
yeah.
survey
And this
or-
was like back when computers weren't a big
Oh, yeah.
thing, you know. So like they had these people in computers
And they-
backstage, like fucking hammering out all
Yeah.
this information, like
And
way
they-
before
and
Google.
also-
How easy would that
and
be
also,
now?
Right.
with
and also
Google?
he had like the people at the door, like
Let me just open up
pickpocketing,
Facebook.
Yes.
and also
You
slipping
had a
things
dog
into
that passed
people's
away a
pocket.
month ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did.
Exactly.
Right?
So, yeah. And a lot of the psychics nowadays do that because they have the two-partner setup. They have the person
Yeah.
out there who's the psychic, who's talking with you, and then they have somebody else who's watching it through like a peephole or a two-way mirror or something. And so they're putting your information in, finding you on Facebook, getting the personal information, and they talking through an earpiece out to the psychic.
And then they
who's
get it
been-
broke down.
Yeah.
I did have a grandma that passed away
Right,
10
yeah.
years ago.
Because
Well, you want to know what she said? I'll tell you for $29.95.
exactly, and
And I can
lot of
almost
the
guarantee she's
a lot
proud
of
of
the
you and she
psychics
loves you.
nowadays are doing that, are using the social media to
Right.
be even more
Accurate.
get even more accurate and suck people in even more than what they already did with just the straight cold reads back in the day. I mean, how many times in TV shows and movies would you always see the psychic like somehow like their assistant picks the person's pocket and like gets their driver's license and
Right.
then slips it back in, and as they're bringing out the crystal ball, his name is David Brown. Hey,
Plus
David
there's-
Brown, thank you. And the guy's like, how'd you know my name?
Right?
Plus, there's just a good chance that if you're calling, you're paying $1.99 a minute to talk to this chick at 2 a.m., you're probably a gullible person anyway.
Touche.
Well, if you're calling in too, though, nowadays they got your phone number. Your phone
Oh
number
yeah,
gives you
they
your
are
name,
instantly. Yeah.
which gives you your address.
Tell
which
you the
gives
street you grew up
Yeah,
on.
they can do a quick search. They're one of those websites where you pay like $6 a month and you can put anyone's name in, and it'll give you all their information: past addresses, relatives,
Yeah.
other names they might have gone by, all that shit.
The street you grew up on got me on something. Okay, the same people that complain about Facebook and everything stealing our information and whatnot. What are the main like security questions and stuff for your credit rating and everything?
Oh, the street you grew up on.
Oh yeah,
you
street
grew
you grew
up
up on, mother's maiden name.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How many times do you see these fuckers on Facebook?
Doing
What
the
street did you
quizzes?
grow up on?
What's your
my
stripper name?
My
is
father
the
was
street
my
you
father
grew
was
up
a
on.
my father was a
and your
blah. My mother was a
grandma's-
blah.
Yeah, I'm like, why
I'm like,
are
you guys are just
fucking people
feeding
doing these
people this
quizzes?
information.
Your
Like, what
stripper's
are you
name
doing?
is the street you grew up on with your mother's
Mother's
maiden name
and your first pet.
and your first pet. What is your stripper name?
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
I mean,
No,
Yeah,
see,
sucker,
and that's
some guy in Russia just fucking
Yeah.
copied your fucking
copied all your shit.
info.
yep. There's somebody in Russia walking
And-
around. I'm John Binge.
And now I'll publish this survey if you put your credit card number to confirm it's really you.
Right. Your stripper name is your credit card number, and your
Your credit card
sidekick's
number-
name is the code on the back.
Yeah. In the last 4 of
To
your
figure
Soch.
out your superpowers, tell us.
Yeah. Type in the last 4 of your Soch and divide it by your credit card number and then the
Plus,
got-
plus
I
the
actually-
year you were
and
born.
then what's your billing zip code?
I actually got suckered into one of those deals before, but the way they got me was I don't know how, but they picked
Boobs.
up on that I was into. They
You're
picked
like,
up
you
on
like
that I was
boobs?
into racing,
Click
right?
here.
And
He's like,
They-
I do like boobs.
they sent out a fucking email saying that I was chosen to be fucking sponsored by fucking Red Bull.
I've heard you mention this
Yeah.
one before.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'll fucking be sponsored by Red Bull. Fuck yeah, I drink
All
it
you have
anyways.
to, we're gonna send you $1,000 check, but you can only have 500 of it, so you need to send us the 500 now.
back.
Yeah, so they fucking.
There's an African prince who's passed away.
That
I
works for
called
Red
the
Bull.
fucking the guy we'd emailed back and forth, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna, you just have to wrap your vehicle and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Cool, yeah, fuck, sounds
It's
good."
like, I'll get a Red Bull wrap.
So then
I prefer Monster. It looks cooler, but
they
whatever.
they fucking gave me a phone number to call, and I called this fucking phone number,
Doo-doo-doo.
and it totally sounds like Deep South, you know what I mean? The slang, fucking.
I'm from the deep south.
And when the guy answers, he's like, "Hello." And I'm
Red
like,
Bull.
I'm like,
Bell's Red Bull.
I can't remember the guy's name. I was like, Mike, and he's like, no, Mike ain't here. He's like, are you calling about the girls?
What?
And I'm like, what?
They're girls
He's
too.
like, you have me in now.
Sign me up.
You had me at girls.
As a matter
Sponsorship
of fact,
and
I was
girls?
calling about Red Bull, but what about these girls?
I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, man? He's like, oh, what are you talking about? And I was like, I was told to call this number about a
Talking
Red
about
Bull
girls
sponsorship. Oh, yeah.
shit, that Mike, let
And
me go get him.
as soon as he said, I'm like, click, fuck this, man. I was like, I can't believe I fell
Yeah,
for
whenever
it.
you call stuff like that, just be vague. Be like, hey, I'm calling about that sponsorship, and make them give you the
Oh.
information that ties it
the
together.
way that do to them what they did to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I was so embarrassed at that point. I'm like, I'm such a fucking sucker.
Deleting all the Facebook
but-
posts.
What about the
Sorry,
girls?
guys.
Yeah,
I
call
want
back.
to know
It
about
sounded like-
call back about the
It
girls.
sounded like it was fucking like a whorehouse or something.
That's what I'm saying. Find out about these girls.
I don't know. Down south, you skimming the bottom of the barrel there.
They already don't have teeth, so it makes it easier to begin with. Calling about the girls.
There's a reason why nobody brags about fucking
Red Bull
getting a
sponsorship.
whore in fucking Arkansas.
So
Everybody's got a
whorehouse in
story
Texas?
about, remember that time I went to Vegas and went down to Pahrump and yeah, no. Not
You don't
fucking
have one
Arkansas.
for Little Rock?
Not Arkansas.
You don't got a Little Rock story like that? Remember that time I was down in Little Rock
She sure got a
and
pretty mouth.
she pulled
though.
her teeth out?
Tijuana.
No, see, everyone has a Tijuana story, but you ain't gonna tell it like the Vegas story.
Yeah, I've been to Tijuana. Enough said.
Yes, sir.
I don't have a Tijuana story. That means you have a Tijuana
I don't know
story.
what you're talking about.
All I can say is in Tijuana, they make you drink tequila, and then they make you pay for it.
In so many ways.
I almost got beat to death. in
Yeah.
Tijuana.
Goodness.
Yeah, they gave the whole table shots.
Going to
I
TJ.
wouldn't necessarily call it giving. Literally, we
Forced
were in
it
this
to
little
you.
restaurant, and this guy walked up behind me and grabbed the back of my fucking forehead and shoved a bottle in my mouth.
Jesus
and I was
fuck.
fighting him away from me, and I shoved him away. I'm like, no thanks, man, no thanks. And he's like, that'll be $12. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't want that. He's like, you swallowed 3 times, that's $12. To keep from fucking drowning.
Are you
like,
serious right
Yeah,
now?
Serious right
and I'm
now.
like, absolutely not. I'm not fucking paying it. And like all these fucking big ass dudes come and circle
You-
us.
you know-
and I was like,
You remember the joke about judo?
Everybody in
You
the
don't
bar
know if I
stands
have a
up.
friend around the corner. You don't know if cousin Larry's coming.
Oh.
Yeah, it was complete judo situation.
yeah.
there.
So I was like, all right, 12 years in. Hey, do I need to leave a tip? Or...
We
Everybody
should
in
have shoved
bar
the money down
stands
his
up.
throat.
It's like that, like in the movies when someone pulls a gun out, then everybody else pulls guns out and is like, "No, you're paying."
Fucking like,
Right.
crossed over
I was
19
kidding on the gun thing.
Yeah, 12. That's a good deal.
Fucking hell of a deal. That was good shit.
I had
man.
three-
Three lugs of tequila?
I mean,
It's fair.
I'm good. You know,
3 glugs.
$4 a
Literally.
shot. That's not bad. I pay more than that at the club.
This is
All
true.
right. Bottle service.
If I remember right, it was actually good tequila.
I don't.
I mean,
is
as far as
Probably
tequila
fucking
goes.
Jose Cuervo
He's
Gold
like,
or some
I
shit.
didn't even really taste it.
I'm just fairly certain, like the spout was like touching my tonsils, and I might have broke some teeth. It was pretty bad.
That's awesome.
Good times. Good
That's
times.
awesome.
Yeah. They just wanted my mommy.
Yes.
I was like, let's go home. I don't want to be in
Like
Mexico.
that's the end of your trip
Yeah,
for sure.
Rights don't
When
really
that
exist
happens,
here.
yeah.
when that happens, that's the end of your trip. That's when you go on trips like that. There's always one incident that happens that you know it's time to go home.
Yeah, and you don't say I'm calling my lawyer because then they're like, "You can afford a lawyer? Come with us."
Right.
Right now, your trip's been extended.
Yeah.
We have a nice room for
And
you,
if,
sir.
and if
Come
you're
see this back room. Come
if
check
you're
it out.
if you're
We got
patient,
girls.
if you're patient and don't care about if you get it or not, you can talk those street vendors down to next to nothing by saying the guy down the street has it for this.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'll go get it from them,
If that's
then.
your thing, fucking haggling
Haggling?
over shit.
Oh man, there's
Fucking
no,
border towns are the
go
place to
down to
be.
Mexico. There's no better
And
place
just
to
pick
go.
anything. That fucking Dallas blanket right there. Fucking go find you one. You'd be like,
$250 tops.
Dude,
You want
dude.
if
I have
you
a friend
want
that can make them for
you
$1.
Right?
want
I
to put the time in, you can haggle it down to fucking 2 bits.
Chicle.
And we don't even know what
Chicle?
2 bits
Yeah.
is.
because you know why? Most of that shit's stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing was because every summer when I was a kid, we used to go down to
No
Rocky
guys?
Point.
Rocky Point.
We used to go to Rocky Point every summer for like 2 to 3 weeks. My family when I was a kid. I would just sit on the beach and fucking haggle all goddamn day long with my feet in the fucking ocean because they'd walk up and down the beach just carrying handfuls of shit they
Oh,
want to
yeah.
sell you.
Yeah.
That looks kind
And
of cool.
Like the popcorn
Yeah.
vendor at the baseball game, pretty
Mhm.
much.
T-shirts,
one year,
Oakleys, Nikes.
I saw there were these 2 chicks they were from America and come
donkey.
down there, and I saw the smartest thing. They came down with all their old fucking jeans, and they were haggling them bitches for shit by selling their jeans to the vendors on the fucking thing. So they
Nice.
were haggling their jeans for the shit that people were trying to haggle to them.
No shit.
And they just had brought all their old like Guess jeans. They're talking 90s Guess jeans and all that shit. They were all worn and everything. Didn't care. They walked away with so much shit from these people on the beach by trading them their old
Jeans for
Yeah,
that boombox.
Not
Sounds
even
like a
jeans
fair
for that
trade.
boombox. It was like everything on your fucking tray. Here's my jeans. They walk away with the tray. It was fucking insane. I was like,
Wow.
those are some smartest chicks. I need to go hang out with you guys
Yeah.
and let's party. Because they were just walking away with just fucking
Trays full of
I think I
trays
have some
full of
shorts from the
everything.
90s
full of
still.
okies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucking sunglasses,
Folkleys.
jewelry, everything you could possibly
Psyches.
imagine. They were walking off with, and all they did was give them their fucking hand-me-down jeans. I was like, fucking genius. It was amazing. But I used to love that. I just sit on the beach all day, and it's like like going to the mall, but you ain't gotta move. You get to sit there,
Wait for the
bitches in
vendors to come
bikinis
over
run
to you.
around, and just wait for the vendor to come up and be like, yeah, what you got? Come over here. I got like
Why
$3
does that
on
Nike
me.
shoe look like a check
Right.
mark instead of
Yeah.
a swoosh?
Yeah, it's a
That's-
kind of jagged
that's
edge
a-
there.
That's
Jagged swoosh
I
there.
can do a little
Why is the
Sharpie.
left one Nike and the right one Adidas?
Hey, for 25 cents, I'm fine. It just depends on which side of me you're standing on to which
This
kind of
is
shoe
true.
I wear.
It's like in high school when you only had 2 rims that match and then 2 other rims that match.
Put
Hey,
them
you
on
put
the
them
same
on the same
side.
side of the car. So if you're on the right side, you're like, damn,
Damn,
that's some
look at
nice
some
rims.
Dayton's on the other side. They're like, ooh, look at those saw blades.
Nice. And they spin. And they spin.
Spinners.
What's spinners? Remember when fucking people went...
Dude,
Like,
I remember
people
when
lost their mind when
I remember
spinners first came
watching
out.
the live episode of the first fucking when Latrell Sprewell showed those fucking spinner rims, and I'm like, those are gonna be fucking huge. And sure as shit, they fucking blew. And
And
like,
literally huge because now they're 4 feet tall.
the fucking first ones, the first
I
ones
hate
that came
to, I
out
hate
were
to tell you,
like,
Brian, that isn't really a psychic premonition.
no, yeah.
That was kind of a safe
but
bet.
like, what I was getting at is like the first like.
Did your dead brother tell you
the
those
dad-
are going
yeah.
to be fucking hot,
You
man.
have a rim. Somebody in this room has rims.
Those
You're going to want
Davin-
those to spin.
Those Davin spinners, the first ones that came out was like $4,000 a set. And this
Yeah.
is like in the fucking mid-90s when $4,000 was like a shitload of money. And I'm like, Oh yeah, only fucking rich people are gonna have
Every car that
Fucking-
every car that had $4,000 spinners on it was a $1,200 car.
Fucking
Yeah.
5 years later, the fucking irrigators fucking showing up with fucking spinner rims on the truck. I'm like, yeah, that
Oh, the
trend is
S10s.
that trend
Yeah.
is pretty
S10s
much
with some
wore
spinners
out.
on it.
Spinners and the little fucking floodlights for the.
That trend has
Was
fucking
that Chris
run
Rock's
its
like,
course.
we'll put spinners on anything. Spinners on a toaster. Look at him spinning. Look at him spinning.
Oh man.
Yeah, those they fucking blew up. Spinners were every fucking where.
I bought a set of spinner hubcaps from AutoZone.
Say,
for Helen's car.
You know that when you went to Pet Boys and saw spinner hubcaps, you're like, yeah, that's kind of played
It's
out.
happening.
She wanted them, so she got them.
Oh, shoot.
And how long were they on there?
6 months tops.
Every once in a while, you stop at a stoplight and the spinner keeps going.
You're supposed to spin, not run.
Not roll.
Remember
shit.
Salo's car?
Oh, yeah.
The hubcaps ran away from him a couple times.
Who?
Salo Cueto.
Oh yeah.
But he always
Salo
put them back
Cueto.
on.
Oh Salo.
Big ass car. That was a big old fucking like a what was that thing? Like a big Galaxy or something like that. I don't even remember now. It was just big as
I
fuck.
don't remember either.
Is that what he had before he had that
It was a big old
truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big old white 4-door or something or other.
I thought it was like that mustard baby
Oh,
poop.
that's right. Yeah, like Grandma Yellow.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you say Grandma Yellow, and all of us get that image.
No,
in our head.
exactly the
Instantly
color.
in your head, you know what Grandma Yellow is.
I had a phone that color,
Right?
that
Like-
rotary
Oh, yeah,
phone.
exactly.
Yeah.
I remember our fridge was that color. Like, instantly, that color's in your head. You know what Grandma Yellow
I just
is.
remember watching him do a donut in the middle of an
The
intersection.
millennials call that mustard yellow.
Spin around, and then as soon as he was done, you see him jumping out, and whoever was with him, they both jump out and start running to catch the hubcaps that were flying down the road.
Ah, shit.
I did have that happen to me once. I was driving my mom's car, that Chrysler, whatever it was, that had the big V8 in it.
Oh, the big square Chrysler,
Yeah.
that thing.
And I was leaving somewhere pissed
Chrysler
off.
LeBaron with Corinthian leather?
Pretty
Maybe.
much.
And so, I lit them up, spun it around, had to stop and pick up my mom's hubcaps, all mad, and then drove off angry again.
Oh, pissed off.
Yeah, it completely kills your
Oh, yeah.
spinning a Brody
I'm
to take
taking
off.
off.
Getaway, you're like,
Yeah.
shit.
Like, I'm going to express my anger by
By my
killing
driving
out of
and-
here. Wait a minute, let me get the hubcaps first.
I will get my ass
And now I'm
busted
going
in
to
my
peel
yellow.
out of here a second time because I'm really fucking mad now.
Ah, shit.
I still don't understand how that works. It's not like the rim widened or anything when you're spinning the tires, but they sure would go
They
flying.
come loose.
Isn't that the car we painted like a cop car
Yes, sir.
on accident?
On accident?
It was
How do you
white.
accidentally paint a
We were
car?
going to start.
It was
we were gonna paint it
whitish,
black.
and we were painting black. And
We ran out of paint. So
So you guys met in the middle and just didn't quite meet? Or
no, we
what?
knew we were
pretty
running
much.
out, so we're like, let's make some solid edges, and we made it look like a cop car. And
It was supposed to be temporary.
Mikey drew a badge
I
star on the
I
hood.
kind of want to
put
say that's
numbers on it and
illegal.
stuff. It's not.
No,
It's not
didn't have
illegal?
lights
No.
and shit.
That night we went to Sonic, and the cops sure did drive by it a couple times.
Dude, fucking my old
I promise
boss,
nobody thought it was a real cop.
Yeah.
my old boss fucking bought it because he was having at his South Farm way down there, South Arizona City. He was having issues with fucking immigrants coming through the farm, so he bought a fucking Ford Expedition and went and got a fucking big green stripe down that
I was
motherfucker.
gonna say, or did he paint it seafoam green?
And put something security, border security or something like that. Like not border patrol, but like border security.
Close enough, but
And fucking that was the irrigator truck at night.
Nice.
It worked like a champ. Like a champ.
Genius. That's
great.
one of those moves where you're like, fucking genius.
Oh
right
man.
there.
I'm like, and he probably got that fucking
should have
auction
sold
for
those
like
to-
$2,000
Oh,
or
yeah.
something,
We should have
you know?
sold those to every farm.
Right?
Oh fuck,
South
why
of Phoenix.
not?
Right? Then you turn that's your $1 million idea. You turn that into a business and sell that to every farm in the Southwest. Just start popping them bad boys out, make them look even more official
Like-
to get the money in.
Like I guarantee you, they'd be like, son of a bitch, man, they're everywhere now. I'm telling you, they're fucking everywhere.
fucking cockroaches.
Every fucking farm has a fucking border patrol truck on now.
That's awesome.
That's great.
$1 million ideas.
and then the one dude shows up and knows English, and he's like, "Come on, fucking idiots."
Right?
He's
that
like,
what it says?
border security? The fuck?
That border agent is wearing Folkleys. Come on.
And a cowboy hat. What the fuck? Like,
Why does he keep taking all these tubes out of the truck?
Is that some kind of surveillance
Fucking thing's
device?
like got a roof light on it.
Is it gonna rain? All them agents have rain boots on. That's great.
Oh shit.
That's funny.
So, I think
Well-
that's a good enough place as any to call it a night.
It's done.
Yeah.
Unless anybody else has any
Stick
last.
pork in it.
Uh,
I think we're good.
I have a whole bunch of shit, but it's stuff for next one.
Yeah,
There
I'm
you
holding
go.
on to. So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks
Well,
for
then
showing up.
shut up about it.
and we're
I'm teasing,
we're-
motherfucker,
yeah, we're-
like drawing them in.
expect something a little bit sooner than we usually put out. We have something planned for next week, so
Expect, but don't hold your breath.
yeah, because we can't be held
Don't hold us to that
responsible.
shit.
Yeah.
And if we do one next week, we probably won't do another one for like 3 months. So
So count your blessings, damn it.
You're welcome.
Right on. Thank you, guys.